getquote.com/commercial.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi says his country's role as a G20 host this year will be focusing on highlighting the concerns of the developing world.
Modi has also proposed the African Union become permanent members of the forum. As host of the G20 this year, India has consistently appealed for the fractured grouping to reach consensus on issues that disproportionately affect developing countries or the so-called Global South. Officials are trying to reach a consensus, even if the broader East-West split over Ukraine can't be resolved.
That's correspondent Jeremy House. A Russian-born Swedish citizen has been charged with collecting information for Russia's military intelligence service, GRU, for almost a decade. Sweden's prosecution authority says a 60-year-old is accused of gross illegal intelligence activities against Sweden and against a foreign power. News and analysis, townhall.com. The White House observing today's 60th anniversary of the March on Washington.
President Biden and Vice President Harris will commemorate the anniversary by meeting with organizers of the 1963 gathering, as well as relatives of the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., who delivered his I Have a Dream speech at the Lincoln Memorial. The Oval Office meeting will be held 60 years after President John F. Kennedy and King met at the White House on the morning of the march.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston. An Illinois judge set to decide whether the father of the man accused of fatally shooting 7 people at a suburban Chicago 4th of July parade will himself stand trial. Robert Cremo Jr. is charged with 7 counts of reckless conduct. Prosecutors say he helped his son obtain a gun license 3 years before the 2022 mass killing. So again on Wall Street this morning, stock futures pointing to a higher open. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday.
That is an oxymoron.
Well, it was a rainy Monday.
It was.
We got some rain last night.
It was quite nice, actually.
I don't know. I woke up around 11:45, and it was pouring.
So, fun fact, I put on my phone to fall asleep the sound of rainfall. So I didn't actually know that it was raining until I woke up and saw a wet porch.
Like, man, I could have saved the juice.
I really could have. Yeah, I didn't have to waste all my battery power with artificial rain.
I just could open the window.
Fake rain.
But it was nice.
Yeah.
And then I woke up again around 3-something, and I heard rain. Not to the level at 11:40.
The 3-person band from Artesia?
Yes.
Wow. Performing for you exclusively. That's pretty big.
In my bathroom at 3 in the morning.
Shout out to Tracy, Anthony, and Paul.
That drum kit was a little tricky to work on.
Yeah.
But we got her done. So.
We made it work.
But yes, we got some rain and more on the way.
Yes.
Allegedly. We'll see. But happy Monday.
Yes.
It was kind of nice. Kind of nice to have that nice overnight rain and everything. I was like, hey. And then while there, I was like, it was raining hard. Like, wow, this is like, we could get flooding reports type hard rain. So
yeah.
I saw Ruidoso had some, but I didn't think we got any. I not recalled when I woke up in the morning to looking at the previous notifications and what have you. I didn't see one there. But.
What's funny is it all rolls downhill, so I always feel bad for the Hondo Valley.
Yeah.
Like whenever Ruidoso gets a really bad storm, I'm like, oh, Hondo's going to suck.
Well, we all need the rain.
Yeah, of course.
No one's complaining. But we do have more chances of that today and tonight.
Nice.
A little bit tomorrow.
And that always
too.
cools down the earth. It just makes everything around us a little cooler.
Which we need.
Yes.
Because if you noticed.
Well, we radiate heat. Like even when it's not, the sun's not out, you can feel the ground is hot.
Yeah. Well, if you noticed, something's missing in the other room.
Are we out the AC?
Yeah.
What happened?
I think our boss man's AC at his house went out over the weekend.
So now we find out where his priorities lie.
Well,
it's the studio, and then, or I'm sorry, the tower, and then his house, and then the studio.
Yes, so I don't blame him. I would have done the same thing.
It's been a big bag of suck.
It's not that hot in here now with the rain and stuff.
I have window units that at the hottest part of the day they only blow like just air. They don't blow cold air, they just blow air.
Right.
So I have that and a series of fans that I've like aimed around the house. It works. It's not ideal, but it works.
Right. Yeah, you gotta do well. Hopefully, the weather will start to get to the cooler side, and we'll start seeing maybe fall-like temperatures.
Potentially long sleeve T-shirt season
at some point. But
that'd be nice.
It feels kind of like that today.
Yeah,
like with the rain and everything. And I'll get you on the weather and all that here in just a bit. But yeah. So how was the weekend? Other.
I know for a fact that I was a better kid than my kids are. I mean, that's a horrible thing to say, but
were your kids?
If I complained,
rambunctious this weekend.
If I complained even a fifth of the amount that my kids complain, while still being taken to fun activities, I would have been slapped into the other room. I don't do that. I won't do that. Just
our parents didn't have
for the
patience.
record.
Yeah.
But oh my God. Like, I've never been on the way to do a fun thing and found a thing to be sad about. I'm complaining now because I know they're not listening and I don't have a therapy appointment for another 3 weeks, so this is where it happens.
I gotta get it out now. I get it. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh boy! I mean, I took them to swim this weekend at the pool at the aquatic center, and they found a thing to be upset about. It was just like I can't even with you people.
They got it too good.
They really do. But other than that, it was good.
Good.
But, decent weather. Kind of took advantage of the 90s.
I'll say don't have many more weekends of swimming out there left, right?
Oh no. We do indoor.
Oh, okay. So it'll be good forever.
They like the deep end.
Like, do they go past Labor Day or is the plan shut down?
Oh yeah, they are open year round for the indoor. Matter of fact,
I think our pool's going to be shutting down. Like a couple days after Labor Day,
right?
Like the Wednesday or Thursday after.
One of the things they love to do is right around like the weekend before or after Christmas is to go and get in what we call a Christmas swim.
Ah, go in right before Christmas.
It's really fun to be like to get in and swim and then like try to bundle up before you go back outside because it's frigid out there.
Let's go cool off so we can bundle up later.
Brings out your inner heat. It's nice.
Yeah, I get it.
How was your weekend?
Good. Relatively quiet. Did stuff there Saturday. Did a couple things around the house. Did some shopping and what have you. And that's pretty much it. Nothing major.
So yesterday, this is where I kind of indulge my own personal likes. But yesterday, I spent the morning from 10 until about, we'll call it like 2:30, watching a UK pay-per-view. It was a night pay-per-view over there, but for us, it was the morning. And that's why my kid was complaining so much because we were going to go do some fun stuff after Daddy got to watch his wrestling pay-per-view. But it was great. It was one of those things. It's like I got to watch history happen. It was really, really cool.
Well, cool.
They loaded up. It was the largest attendance for a wrestling pay-per-view in history ticketed because the actual largest attendance is North Korea. And that'll never be beaten, but attendance was mandatory for that show.
Oh, I got you.
They got like 300,000 people into that stadium.
You will go.
That'll never happen.
I don't care if you don't know what wrestling is. You're going to a wrestling.
That's right.
So. Well, good. Well, it was good though.
It was one of those things like that made my weekend whole.
Nice.
That was otherwise it would have been kind of a crap weekend, but Daddy got his. So Daddy got his wrestling pay-per-view. So it was good. I got to watch fake fighters fake fight.
All right.
Yes.
Well, good.
Yes.
That's all that matters. You enjoy it?
Indeed.
That's what matters. So we do have a full slate for
Yes,
you.
we
Well,
do.
we got some replays. We do have guests this hour. We're going to have, I believe it's Angelica, or is it Angelica? I'm not sure.
Now, I've always known her as Angelica,
Angelica.
but it's maybe Angelica now. It's one of those names that
Well, we're going to get it correctly from her in
Sure.
just a minute. And then Angelica or Angelica or Angelica.
it's never Angelica.
It's not.
I would almost guarantee.
See,
I'd put my
back
paycheck
home,
on that.
like back east, that name's Angelica.
Well, sure, but
So I
back
don't
east,
know.
you guys are wrong.
I know, but that's what I knew. So, but Angelica or
Angelica and
Angelica.
Jacob.
and Omar Gonzalez
Yes.
as well going to join us here. And they've got coming up here is the David Gonzalez Memorial
Yes.
Walk for folks that remember David and the impact David and his whole family really made in our community here. So they've got a prayer walk coming up that we want to invite the community out to. So we'll talk more about that with them here in just a little bit. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, we're going to replay our interview. We had Lonnie Owens and Kelly Castles join us for talking community Bible study. And
CBS.
tomorrow night is their welcome meeting where they're going to have dinner and just tell you a little bit about the program. You can sign up. You're not obligated to. That's going to be tomorrow night. And then next Tuesday, they're going to full on get underway with the community Bible study.
A real bienvenidos.
Yeah, it's going to be at First Nat Methodist Church Tuesday night. So, but anyway, we'll play that interview, tell you more about it here in the 8 o'clock hour. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, Sergeant Jacob Sanchez and Sheriff Mike Harrington with the Chaves County Sheriff's Department joined us on Friday, and I had a great conversation with them, so I'll play that for you in the 9 o'clock hour. So.
Very good.
Plus, we'll have all of your other features and things like the news and what have you, and of course,
That's what we call it now. It's the news and what have you.
Yes, that's what it's called. Not necessarily the news and what have you.
The what have you section is really the one you want to hold out for. It's good stuff.
That's right. Because it's just news, and what have you got? Nothing. You don't have the what have
You have dystopia. If it's just the news.
That's right. So I watched my Surviving the Raft last night. That was pretty
yeah?
good. Yeah.
So now on this show, is the whole season shot at one time on a raft?
Well, yeah, but when
Like
we
one
say
voyage?
raft, it's not really a raft. It's
Okay.
not like a raft in a boat.
It's like a
tiny
houseboat?
Yeah, this thing's like a houseboat
Okay.
on the. It's actually pretty nice,
Right.
for camping. It's like glamping.
They're
They got-
glamping, yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like luxurious, but it's
Surviving glamping.
It's not like Survivor where they have to struggle to live. They have to go get food and stuff, but they're on a tropical island and they bought, there's fishing. They're all right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they have to figure out how to make a fire.
That's the one thing that always bugged me about Survivor is how did everybody all of a sudden get so good at spearfishing?
Yeah.
Like how are you just this good at
Well, I
just,
think they practice and all
Maybe,
that.
but-
Because I know, like you ever watch the show Alone? Mm-hmm. Which, if you're not familiar, is an awesome show. Comes on the History Channel. And basically, they're about 10 or 12 seasons into that show now.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're quite a few in. But basically, each season consists of like 20 or so people, and they put them in an isolated part of the country, usually somewhere in South America or outback of Australia or someplace like that. And these people just have to survive, and they stay out there as long as they can. They give them a list of things, like 10 different things they're allowed to take.
Yeah.
And they get like one luxury item, and then they basically stick them in the woods somewhere and say, "There you go, live."
My
And
luxury item is a fridge full of meat.
well, you can't go that far. But and then basically they're like, when you can't hack it anymore, blow the whistle or get on the GPS sat phone here or whatever they call it, and call us in and we'll get you. But it's basically these people by themselves surviving in the woods and or in wherever the lake or wherever they're at that time. And it's pretty fascinating but those people are survivalists. Those are people that are skilled
make
at
it work.
catching fish and doing all the things.
I feel like a generation of people were ruined on the show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire because our bar was set way too high for prize money. We're like, we're going to go out in the woods and kill ourselves for 6 months for $50,000. What?
Yeah.
That's like question 4 on Millionaire.
Yeah.
Like it's not enough for a whole generation of people.
Well, Survivor, how much do they get Survivor?
They get $1 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big Brother was $500,000.
See, and even that doesn't feel like it. Now, in fairness,
Yeah, but $500,000
Big
for
Brother,
Big Brother,
is
they're
not.
really-
They're not struggling. The only
No.
thing is, I get so bored. I would get so bored not having access to a device.
Well, they create their own drama.
Oh, yeah, I know. But I don't like drama. So I would be in my room by myself, twiddling my thumbs, and just be so bored.
I know what you'd be doing.
I know what I'd be doing, but I can't talk about it on the radio.
But also, I think you would be that guy that's doing shows.
Oh, yeah.
Like
no,
in the house.
I'd be entertaining, for sure.
The Sean Small show.
And I told this to my daughter yesterday. I said, you have to find a thing that like takes the rage away. And for me, it's humor.
Sure.
I will inject humor into whatever situation I can find. So yeah, that would be what I would do, is walk around trying to diffuse everything.
Of course, you might alienate everybody.
I'm so stressed out because I'm trying to diffuse everybody's drama.
But then you might alienate everybody with your food selections that you're cooking and everything. So
you saw the thing of lobster bisque that I brought for breakfast, I'm assuming.
I just know what you eat in general.
Hey, garbage in, garbage out. You know, I got to keep it flowing.
Right. Next thing you know, you roll up one of those weird old foods, and you're like, "All right, it's lunch, everybody."
I'm that guy at the office that would microwave fish.
I got a feeling you'd be eating a lot of slop in that house. Just a hunch.
Hummus? Anyone? Hummus?
Oh man, it is 7:19. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather. It's gonna rain, and it's raining. More rain than not rain.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have some tropical air moving in along with a low pressure system in southern New Mexico. Showers and thunderstorms will be possible, especially this afternoon. Today's high will stay in the low 90s. We've got a good chance of rain and thunderstorms this evening, tapering off by about midnight and about 70 on the low. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are possible again on Tuesday with our high staying in the upper 70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 71 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 81%. Winds currently out of the north at 7 miles per hour. More rain today, 30% chance. Could see some more showers this morning before 9 p.m. and then scattered showers after 3 o'clock today. Partly cloudy. High is expected to reach 92. Winds will be out of the north 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later shifting to the southeast this afternoon. For tonight, we're looking at a 60% chance at showers and thunderstorms. They say mainly before midnight, but the caveat that some of these storms could produce some heavy rainfall has been added to this evening's forecast. Mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 69 degrees. Southeast winds at around 10 miles per hour. Again, they'll shift to the southwest after midnight tonight. Expect rainfall amounts expected between a quarter and a half an inch of rain possible this evening. So good rain chances tonight. For you Tuesday, 30% chance at showers and thunderstorms, mainly for the afternoon. Partly cloudy with a high of 87 tomorrow. I said it, 87, sub 90. Enjoy. Winds out of the north at around 10 miles per hour. For Tuesday night, mostly clear skies with an overnight low of 66. East winds 5 to 10. Then just glance at the rest of the week. Sunny and a high of 94 on Saturday. Sunny and 100 on Thursday. Sunny and 100 on Friday. And 99 and sunny for you Saturday. 98 and sunny on Sunday. So enjoy your couple days of rain and cooler temps, because about Wednesday it's picking back up and back to more summer-like after that. All right, it is 7:21. We're going to take a quick 3.5-minute break. Your Roswell Livestock Report with Smiley Wooten. We'll get that in there as well. And then on the other side, we'll have the Gonzalez-Rodriguez family talking about the David Gonzalez Prayer Walk. That's up next. Don't go away.
The Rehabilitation Center at Artesia General Hospital offers a variety of services led by experienced licensed therapists, including physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. Their multidisciplinary team provides a complete evaluation with the full support of your primary care provider to develop a custom plan to support your personal goals and recovery needs. These treatment plans help manage symptoms, educate patients and their families, and ultimately get back to the activities that bring you joy. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/rehab.
It's Big O's Big Deal event, August 21st through September 17th. Get a $110 rebate on sets of 4 Michelin Cross Climate 2 tires, or $70 rebate on all other Michelin lines, plus an additional $70 rebate on installation of select sets of 4 Michelin tires. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation charges extra. Required on all 4 tires. Not valid with other offers. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. Void where prohibited. See rebate form for terms and conditions. Additional retailer offer advertised within is independent from the manufacturer's offer.
Do you struggle with acne, eczema, or worry about skin cancer? Research suggests that 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer by the age of 70, but when detected early, 99% of skin cancer cases are curable. At Epiphany Dermatology of Roswell, we place special emphasis on prevention, screening, and treatment. So schedule your annual skin exam by calling us at 575-208-7050 or by visiting our website at epiphanydermatology.com and get checked today. Prevention is key.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A good August run this week with a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality native calves, light yearlings, pairs, and bred cows. We expect to sell 1,500 head, breaking down like this: 275, 300 weighing cows and bulls, 100, 150 pairs of bred cows, 1,100, 1,150 calves and yearlings. Today's sale will include 34 Holstein weigh cows off one dairy, 51 gray Bremer cows, open cows, 3 to 8 years old, good flesh. Also 14 bred cows off of these cows, 3 to 8 years old, bred to Angus or Hereford bulls. 20 Corriente cows, bred to Angus bulls, 3 to 8 years old. 25 calves, Mr. Ray Lee Hutchison here at Corona. Good quality black Angus crossbred calves, shots at Brandon, 275, 400 pounds. 80 steer yearlings, Espy Ranch, Fort Davis, Texas. Reputation quality black to black white face Angus cross yearlings right off grass, medium condition, 550, 750 pounds. 62 calves, Mr. Richard Hughes, Santa Fe, New Mexico. Ex quality black to black white face Angus cross calves, shots at Brandon, 450, 600 pounds. 100 steer calves, CNR Ranches, Marfa, Texas. Reputation quality black to black white face red white face English crosses, shots at Brandon, 500, 650 pounds. 59 calves, Aubrey and Robin Dunn, Mountaineer, New Mexico. Excellent quality black Angus and Maine and Jew cross calves, shots at Brandon, 375, 450 pounds. 40 calves, Mr. Ross Duncan, Benjamin, Texas. Excellent quality F1 Tiger Stripe and Bremer calves, 375, 500 pounds. 21 Hereford yearling heifers, Barrow Cattle Company, Andrews, Texas. They are replacement quality Hereford heifers, 550, 650 pounds. And 69 calves, Mr. George Kostakovich, Carrizosa, New Mexico. Excellent quality black to black white face Angus crossbreds, shots at Brandon, 400, 500 pounds. Sale time this morning 9 o'clock. Sell pairs of bred cows 10:30. Be selling calves and yearlings about 11:30. Also next week's sale will be on Tuesday in observance of Labor Day Monday. We expect to sell 1,500 head today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Your fingernails grow faster on your dominant hand. Not sure which is your dominant hand? Just wait. You'll nail it. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 26 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Gonzalez family, Angelica Rodriguez, and Omar Gonzalez as well. Good morning. How you guys doing?
Hey, good morning.
Brother and sister joining us this morning here. Good morning, guys. How y'all doing today?
Doing good. Good morning.
Good. Who's the older sibling?
I am.
Okay. How much do you got her by? Like a year or two? Or?
I got her by about 4 years.
4 years. Okay.
I'm the older and better looking.
Older and better looking.
Yeah.
So was he like the protective brother, or was he kind of the give you a hard time brother, or a little bit of both?
Both.
Yeah.
More of that. I was the we watched wrestling a lot when we were younger, so I was the.
You were the practice of the moves on.
Yeah.
So what was the best move? Like the suplex? What was your go-to on your system?
Like the razor's edge.
I think it was the razor's edge. Yeah.
I can't remember the other ones either. Yeah.
What was somebody had that figure 4 leg lock.
Yeah. That one I will tell you, and it hurts.
The Shakes camel clutch was no joke either.
Yep.
But anyway, of course, for folks not familiar, son and daughter of David Gonzalez. Of course, I think many folks that have grown up or have spent a lot of time here in our community are very familiar with your family, the Gonzalez family. Of course, your dad, long time, worked in media, and of course, always been just really a person that got involved in the community. Even when his day job was, doing his media stuff and news and all that stuff, he's back getting involved in the community, just in whatever.
Anyway,
just whatever needed here. So when that happens, usually when people do stuff like that, they tend to kind of build a following,
leave a mark in the community.
Yeah, you leave a mark on your community, and certainly your father did that for Roswell. We lost him. How many years now has it been?
It's been about 4.
Has it been? It seems it's gone so fast. I'm not gonna lie. It seems like just like a year ago we were talking about and everything, but it's been 4 years.
It's been 4 years.
And so to help remember your dad and more importantly remember what he represented. I think sure we're remembering the man, but we're also remembering what he did for our community and quite frankly, hopefully inspiring others to pick up that mantle and keep going because he's no longer here. We need people to keep the traditions and things going here. So, so we'd love to invite everyone out. We're going to have a memorial walk here for Dave and really the family. It's everybody. And this Saturday, so we'd love to invite the public to come out. This is like a whole 5K thing. I mean, you don't have to run and stuff, but
absolutely.
We have a registration and everything else. So it's more than just hey, we're just going to gather, bring your candle. No, we're coming and we're going to do stuff.
Our goal with the walk is just to kind of educate a little bit more too. Dad died from a heart attack that we weren't really aware that he had those problems.
So really, a lot of awareness and know the signs and saying, hey, we lost our dad too young.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're hoping we can raise some flags and you won't have the same thing.
Get your heart checked. Make sure that you're healthy. That things that you don't think about, you start thinking about and you start doing.
Well, and it's like your father wasn't an old man when he passed.
No, he was 63.
Exactly.
That's pretty young
so heart disease is. I'm in my 50s now, and that's when you start hitting that point in your life. You're like, oh, dang, I'm not vulnerable. You know what I mean? 30s on down, you're like, all right, whatever.
Anything.
Start in your 40s and later 30s, you're kind of like, all right, well, maybe this is not such a good idea.
And like we used to think that, it was a lot older than 63 was, a heart attack.
Sure, we're thinking people in their 70s, 80s,
Right.
At that point, you're like, something's going to get me. I don't care. It don't matter. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
Right. And like I was telling my sister, I said, man, I have known a few people that have passed away of a heart attack in their 30s, and it's starting younger and younger now. We did some research, and I think in 2021, it was almost 700,000 people lost their lives to heart disease.
It's crazy.
It's terrible.
It's crazy. It's I think it said like every 33 seconds somebody passes away from heart disease. So I mean, it's
I know it's like the number one cause of death in America is heart disease, and either directly with a heart attack or other afflictions that were triggered by the heart issue, things like that. Yeah.
And so that's one of the reasons too, that we're gonna have the Blue Cross Blue Shield van out there to check glucose and check cholesterol and check blood pressure, just so that we can get people to kind of start checking those things.
Absolutely, and that's something too. Like you're talking with the diabetes checks and stuff. All that's heart related. All of that impacts the heart. And if you already have heart issues and then you're dealing with diabetes issues, it really compacts because one kind of works to in a bad way for you, good way for them. They work together to really mess you up.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
If your heart stops, you stop breathing, you stop thinking,
Well, and just the heart racing and stuff, like you go to run or work out and your heart pump. When you get to that age and you start having that, and then it start doing that, and you didn't run, that's not something's going on there.
Normal.
We need to make sure that's getting checked out and looked at, and because those are warning signs. That's telling you something is not working right. If you don't get this checked out, it's going to lead to worse things.
Absolutely.
And really with heart disease and stuff, a lot of that's knowing signs, knowing, you always hear a heart attack and you're like, know the signs, and the numbness in the arm, there's various different ones.
And I've heard too that sometimes those typical signs don't even show up.
Exactly,
I've had a couple of people who've had a heart attack, and
so if you're waiting for those, don't wait for them either.
Absolutely. Definitely, if you have those things, go get that checked.
Sure.
But also be prepared, for other things that you just get it checked without the signs.
And family history does come into play a lot with heart disease stuff. So if you have a family history, if you've got moms and dads that have heart issues and things like that, odds are you probably need to be doing screenings and things a little bit earlier than doctors and the CDC and the health, all them recommend.
Right.
Because especially with heart disease stuff, heart attacks,
genetics
all that.
definitely play a big role.
High blood pressure, all that, there's family history in there. It's not just, what you do lifestyle-wise. A lot of that impacts, you were given a deck of cards when you put on this earth, and sometimes you got one where you're like, oh, dang, I gotta turn a couple of these in to get a few new cards.
Well, it's like my dad. I mean, he didn't eat red meat.
He was always watching.
He did all the things that kind of were typical, healthy lifestyle.
Stuff that your doctor tells you to do to take care of yourself, and he's out mowing the grass, and then that was pretty much it for him.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you guys are on top of that because
we're working on it.
You guys need to
be
here
telling people to do it.
You see, you're going to the public, but looking out for your family too. But that's it. Family history is a key in a lot of this too. I mean, and that's the thing. Like you said, you could eat this healthiest in the world. You could, exercise on the regular, but you can't avoid the heart stuff. If there's genetic stuff, your stuff in your DNA that just makes that more possible than other people, and you need to be on top of that. And is it a death sentence? No. But you just need to know, okay, you're going to need to take medicines, or you're going to need to do something a little different.
You need to be more mindful than someone
You're
else,
a little bit more at risk than someone who doesn't have that family history. So, trust me, I'm the same way. And I've been on high blood pressure meds since I was in my 30s and stuff like that. I know. I have the family history too. I don't have a lot of family members that lived to see 60. And I'm in my 50s now, so you can tell me I'm already red flag.
That's a little scary.
So we'd love to invite you to come on out this Saturday. It's going to be at Cahoon Park. Registration will start at 7, and then we'll get to walking around 8 o'clock here.
Right.
Can they pre-register or just do it all on Saturday morning?
Yeah, just come out on Saturday.
Yeah, just come on out, bring some comfortable walking shoes. And now we're not running marathons, so you don't have to put on your shorty shorts and your numbers and all that stuff. But be prepared to walk around in Roswell, New Mexico on a Saturday morning in August. Or actually technically be September. By that point, by Saturday. So but definitely come on out and learn some stuff and honor David. That's the other part here. We want to honor David. We want to see a sea of people just showing love and remembering all your family and what he specifically has done. For our community. For the community, that's really what it is. And that's the part, and if y'all ever get a chance, shortly after he passed, and it was just bad timing, if I remember right. The Historical Society had the big heritage dinner with, and your family was the.
It was like 9 months before.
Yeah, it was right. Yeah. It was just weird timing. I think he passed during the actual planning, and when we talked about it. Yeah. And then I think he passed before we actually had the. No. Or did he make?
Yeah, he did.
He was actually with us then.
He emceed the event. So my grandfather is the one who.
There we go. That's right. It was your grandfather. We were okay. Thank you. I got them messed up on the lineage
close
there.
Together.
I know it was all right around that time there too. So
the planning of the Historical Society, then Grandpa passed, and then we did that.
So kind of we talk about David, but like we said, he kind of hit the family business, so to speak, in there too. But it's cool because now is it your grandfather that brought the family from Mexico? I can't remember if it was him or the generation before.
No, it was him.
And that was really that's interesting of itself, and just that story too.
Just that whole history.
So you know what? On Saturday, if you want to hear more about it, come out and ask either one of these two or any of the other Gonzalez family members. Yeah, Danielle's book. And is that available? Can people still get that?
I believe they still can at the Historical Society.
Okay, good. Yeah, I know if you go to roswellnmhistory.org, you can dig through the archives and stuff there and get it. But and you can find some videos and stuff too if you want to learn more about David and really the Gonzalez family. It wasn't just David; it was out of the whole family there. But really, and so come out and come out now. Is there a certain spot at the park? Just see the group of people and follow them. Find your parking spot.
You see the people in the purple shirts. Ask
That'll
them
be the Gonzalez family memorial walk. Come on down.
So we are asking to, in order to register, that you bring a non-perishable food item.
Okay.
Those food items are going to be donated to the student food bank out at Eastern.
Oh, cool.
So in order to register,
they just started that here within the last year or so.
Yeah.
It's a great resource if you're a student at ENMU Roswell. and let's face it, you're a college student, probably broke. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, maybe mom and dad
Still
ain't helping out
tough
this
life.
week. Yeah, I get it. You know, college kids are always, that's why we eat weird things in college, because that's what you're broke. So, but they created this food pantry, and really for any students, if you're enrolled at the college and need help, go on in there. They're great.
Yep.
I believe they got a veterans assistance thing too. So if you're a vet, you can go into the other one and do basically the same kind of stuff. But this was all created within the last year or so.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it through David, your father's kind of using his heritage, I guess, is kind of the catalyst for a lot of this kind of stuff. So, yeah, this is all stuff they've added within the last year. So if you want, bring some food. Now, it's going to college kids. So remember that.
Yeah,
Think about
exactly.
it's a cup.
Yeah.
You know, if you
Don't
wouldn't
bring
eat it, they wouldn't eat it.
sauerkraut or, no.
You know, but the big old can of black eyed peas, ain't no college kid wanting my black eyed peas. Mom and dad made them eat that one on New Year's anyway. They're not going to want to do it.
Exactly.
Hook it up with some Chef Boyardees and things like that. And probably a lot of microwave stuff. Like if you got like those mac and cheeses and soups, like the Campbell's, and particularly the ones you can just literally take the lid off, pop it in the microwave, and call
Those
it
are
good.
probably the best. Yep.
That's great, because especially if some of these students have younger kids and they're home alone when they get home from school and they can't fix meals and stuff, but they can throw a can of soup in the microwave for
their kids.
Yeah, exactly. So think that kind of stuff, all non-perishable, kind of like the same stuff you do if you're going to make a donation to Harvest Ministries, or like when the postal workers ask you to put the bag out in front of your mailbox each year. That same kind of stuff here, but this will all go to that pantry at the college here. So very cool. Which again, David, very passionately involved with the college, and one of his other passions there too. So it fits right in.
He definitely had the heart of a servant's heart.
Yes.
He loved to help out anybody he could, anybody came across. If he couldn't help you out, I mean, he knew
put you in touch with people that could.
He had resources that could help you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we're doing on Saturday. It's really and using the catalyst that ultimately got David, and we're using that as a platform to say, get your checks, get your screenings. Don't forget, check your heart. It's never too young to do these, even if you're 20 and 30 and indestructible.
Right.
There's a lot of people that were playing basketball and things, and they just dropped in the middle of the court because they found out. Look at LeBron James's child just a week or two ago. Found out he has a heart defect. He's what, 20? I don't even know. Is he even 20 yet? I don't know.
18, 19, something like that.
He's in college. And he almost died because a heart. And who would have thought to, you know what I mean? And he's an athlete. He's probably in the best shape he's ever going to be in his life. You know what I mean? That's what we're talking about here. It is not discriminatory. It takes everybody. So please, please. Get
it checked.
Get it checked out. Come on out to the walk, and if you're looking to get involved, like if you're thinking, hey, what better place? Come on out. I'm sure there's because the Gonzalez family tends to follow around with other people that get involved in the community. So if you're looking to find your niche, you'll probably meet people out there on Saturday that kind of line up with what you're kind of looking for. So, definitely. Definitely come out and be a part of it. Is this to be a tradition? Like you want to do this every year around this time? Is this kind of a goal for you guys, or is it kind of as needed, or just?
Well, this is actually our 4th year doing it. So normally we were kind of working.
So it's
with
already
the
a
turkey
tradition
trot.
that I'm just late behind getting on.
Well, this is our first year that we're going out on our own.
I got
so that's
you.
kind of why
kind of making it a little bit more than just family.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah. So I mean, we were doing it with Eastern with the turkey trot, and so we just kind of felt like we needed to get our whole purpose, the whole heart health thing, to get that to be a little bit more focused.
Although it is turkey. Turkey's good for you.
Turkey's good. Turkey's kind of healthy, sort of, in a way. Depends on,
sleep, but it's good.
Fried turkey, maybe not. No. But, with this being our first year. With this being our first year, we really just kind of wanted to focus on that, make it a big deal, make it a big thing. And we're really hoping to make this own walk its own thing.
Turn it into its own independent event.
So we want it to continue beyond.
Like we think
the
of Walk for Hope, and we want to think of the David Gonzalez Memorial Walk in that same tradition of Roswell in that same way, which would be a great thing to have. And who knows, maybe it turns into a fundraising event deal, and we ask everyone for $10 or whatever, and it goes to the American Heart Association or whatever passion project that your family
whatever we find that here. Maybe,
yeah, exactly. I'm sure there's a lot of places
Keep it
around
growing.
here. If anybody knows what to do with it, I'm sure your family does. So.
We've got a lot of side projects, I think, that we can,
So what are you guys up
figure
to?
out
I mean, I know Danielle's been, she's been doing stuff with her graphics and her business and all
Oh,
that.
yeah.
What,
Yeah, she's
what about
out
the
at
rest of the family? What have you all been up to since we last spoke?
Just same with me. I mean, just continuing with my business and seeing patients, helping people here.
Yeah, just living your life, doing your thing.
Living my life, doing day-to-day grind.
Yeah, good. So come out Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah. So what we also decided to do is we're gonna have a show and shine to go along.
Oh
with,
yeah, I forgot about the car show.
Yeah,
and everything
to go along
too.
with the walk. Right after the walk, we're gonna have a show and shine right there at Cahoon. Like you were talking, my dad was big on the community. He loved family. He loved community. So we're gonna try to do something that the community can get together. We can all have a good time. We got food trucks that we've been asking to come out, vendors to come out. So if you got a car that you or a motorcycle, anything you want to come show off,
shine it up and bring it on.
Shine it up, bring it out.
There you go. Yeah, at least go run it through the car wash, man. Come on.
Bring them some business.
Right? But that's going to happen right after. So
that might be a move, because I'm sure there's enough car guys there that they see a car that's dirty, it's going to drive them just crazy. And if you just drive up dirty, you might drive them annoyed enough where they might just start cleaning it. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, oh man, I can't stand it.
I mean, it's a move. You can try it.
Right.
You can try it.
You never know.
So come. So even if you're like, well, I don't feel like walking around, at least come early. Stand around
Mingle,
at least, and then come and enjoy the car show and
do the car show.
bring the whole family. Maybe have lunch and just kind of or breakfast, depending on what time of the morning you're out there. And just come on out and
have some fun.
Yeah, have fun. And I love car shows because that's the fun part. Because car people love to talk about cars. So if you love to go and you want to meet new people, that's the bonding thing.
Right.
Like you may not have one thing in common, but y'all sit there and it's like, what year is that? 68? And next thing you know, here we
there
go.
Goes
You know what I mean?
And there goes the friendship. Yep. Exactly.
So come on out. Again, registration at 7. The walk will begin at 8. And then what time is the cars and everything? In about 10 or so? Or?
Yeah, about 9, 10 o'clock. It's right after the
kind of when everyone kind of gets petered out of walking and everything.
Right.
And gets tired of doing that. We'll go and do the cars, and food trucks will be there so you can fuel up after burning all your calories walking. And
exactly.
But come and really it's it's going to be prayer, walking. I mean, it's really, come on out if you're even if you're just looking, didn't know David Gonzalez, don't know the family well, you're just looking
for something to
see what community, family, that kind. You're needing some of that. Come on out and learn and come be a part of it. Come be embraced in the family. Come be a part of it. So. Right. So whether you've been here your whole life or never met the Gonzalez family, I'd love to invite you to come out and because you want to see what Roswell's about, come out Saturday. That's we can all argue and have we're a close-knit community, but you want to see why Roswell's Roswell, come out Saturday and see that, and then that's Roswell. Right. The good part. The part why Roswell's Roswell. Right. You know what I mean? That's the part. And you want to see why Roswell, why people say the nice stuff and why we come out Saturday, and that's why. That's exactly it. That's our heart. That's our soul. That's what we do.
Exactly.
Good deal. And well, thank you guys for. Is there anything we missed? Anything we definitely want to say that I got sidetracked or on?
Well, we also are going to have a pet competition.
I
forgot to mention that.
Oh, okay.
The best
Dog
part
and
probably.
cat?
Yeah,
Bring out your pets.
Bring your pet. Dress them up.
Your pet goldfish. That's fine.
Oh, get weird here.
And just bring them out, and then
as long as it doesn't require us to. Like if you got an elephant or something that's going to tramp down
we need permits or something.
Maybe we get some heads up.
Exactly.
We need some logistics. But if you just got a dog or a cat or a squirrel or something, then I think it'd be all right. But if you want to bring out your giant horse or something, maybe give us a little bit of heads up.
We need to
get some
prepare for
shovels
that.
out there.
Definitely bring them out. We've got some prizes for. If you want to dress them up.
Cool costumes and things. Make sure you bring plenty of water and stuff for the dogs and things. I mean, they'll have it on site, but, it's always a good idea.
Bring their little dish bowl because, they needed something.
Good news is there's a lot of grass and shade at Cahoon Park, so you don't have to worry about burning.
We also are going to have prizes for first and second place for the walker and the runner.
Okay.
Men's and women's.
Okay.
There's prizes.
So if you want to make a little competitiveness out of it, and
Yeah.
try to show you still
Get your
got
little
it.
trophy.
Yeah, I got one at my house.
Nice. He was elbowing.
Yeah. He was like pushing everybody down.
And the thrown elbows
I'm gonna
award
get
goes
this.
to
Those two, yeah.
Nice. But come on out for we're going to say it, the 4th annual
Yes.
Yes.
David Gonzalez
4th annual.
Memorial Walk. It's going to be this Saturday. Registration at 7. Everything officially gets underway at 8 a.m. this Saturday at Cahoon Park. Come on down, get there a little early, get registered. And like we said, there's going to be even some screenings and stuff. So if you want to come and get your glucose, make sure you fast if you're going to do the glucose.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're wasting everybody's time.
Yeah.
If you go and have a big hearty breakfast and then do glucose, they're going to say, "You're about to die, sir. We need you. We need you to get on diabetes right now."
Straight to the hospital.
Just remember, there are going to be food trucks there, so you can eat after.
Exactly.
Right. You don't have
Fast,
to wait too
and then
long.
get your grub on as soon as
Right.
you get
Exactly.
glucose.
You know,
Come out
there's
and support
7
the local
o'clock,
food
so-
trucks.
Yeah, then you can come eat and
Yeah.
do all that,
Exactly.
but blood pressure and stuff, you're fine. But maybe not work out before you get your blood pressure checked, otherwise it's
Yeah.
going to be probably a little elevated.
You don't want to do anything to like cause alarm needlessly.
Yeah, we don't want to have to bring an ambulance out
Right.
already. You know what I mean? But please come and get that stuff checked out. If this is what you do to kind of get you in touch with a doctor, because if they do find stuff, then they can help you find a
Guide you
healthcare
to where you need to
provider,
go. Yeah.
or if you don't have one, or encourage you to reach out to yours and get an appointment, and let's
Get things
treat with
checked.
it, because it's all preventative.
Right.
I mean, when it comes, like you said with your father, it just kind of happened. There wasn't. There wasn't
any
like,
major
we saw
sign.
this coming.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, and then nothing the next
Right.
day.
Right.
And I'm sure there were signs that he missed, that we all missed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
You just don't. And so
We just don't pay attention to them, yeah.
Yeah, doing things like this
Yeah.
slip through helps keep that stuff from slipping through.
Right.
So, this isn't judgment. This isn't any of that stuff. It's just, hey, we want you
Be
here with
thinking
us for a
about
little longer. Let's see what we can do to help make that happen. That's all
Right.
this is about.
Right.
So,
Right.
come on.
One of the things that he had talked about too is that it's almost a taboo to talk about heart health and those kinds of things. So
Sure.
we want it to no longer be a taboo.
Well,
talk
it
about
feels
it.
judgmental.
Think about it.
Anytime we talk about it, because we go, yeah, I seen eat them burritos. You know what I mean? We all feel like, dude, how many? You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So we all feel like it's our fault, and
Right.
no,
It's not. It's just yeah.
Well, and let's face it, Americans today are really misled when it comes to food and what it is. You go to a store and buy something thinking it's one thing, and it really isn't. And depending on what age you are and when you grew up, it's. You just don't know.
The
You're like, hey,
choices
here's a
are-
tomato,
yeah.
here's a tomato, and
You're
we
right.
didn't know there was all this and all, and so you have to be more savvy in this
Mm-hmm.
world, and so it's not anybody's fault. It's just the world we live in.
Right.
Food's food, and things happen. It's do something about it. That's
Right.
to put your head in the sand and just wait for it to happen. That's
Right.
because
Exactly.
let's face it, and I'm just as bad as everybody else. I'm not trying to preach to people, but it's going to happen. You can't just wish it away. You can't just pretend, maybe it was a heartburn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't just.
I'm losing my breath for whatever reason.
you can't. It's your body saying, hey,
Yep.
something's not right
Listen
here.
to
We
your
need
body.
we need to have somebody look at this. We need to
Right.
have someone do something.
So it's kind of like the whole, so with the car, the show and shine, right? So you got your car and the check engine light comes on. Mm-hmm. I mean, you ignore that check engine light and something's going to happen to your car,
Something bad.
It's not just a matter of if, it's when.
Yeah.
Something,
Yeah.
okay, maybe it's the light now, but it's going to be,
Right.
it's
Something
telling
else.
you something. Maybe it's a sensor first, but now it's actually the part.
Right. So if you ignore that check engine light, it could become a bigger problem than what it was when the light first came
Exactly.
on.
It's that, So use the car club as your mantra.
There you go. There you go.
You know,
Get your car checked.
It's a shine and bring it in, and shine yourself up, and that's by taking care of yourself.
Preventative maintenance.
Yeah.
Preventative maintenance.
Because you know what? You're a car guy. You want to be turning wrenches with your grandkids? Only way you're going to be do that is if you take care of yourself.
Yep.
Right.
That's
You know,
right.
that's-
That's
you want,
right.
You want to show your grandkids what you did, Back in my day, we didn't hook these things up to computers. We had to know. You want to teach them all that?
They need to be able to know.
Very good. But come on out. Bring the whole family out for the David Gonzalez Memorial Walk this Saturday at Cahoon Park, 8 a.m., everything gets underway officially. 7 a.m., come out early for registration for the walk, and then stick around for the car show, and, of course, health screenings, food trucks, and just hanging out and just doing family fun out in the park on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Come out. Make it a thing. Bring your own picnics and shoot. Let's
bring your own stuff.
Maybe we'll play some. I don't know, bring out the bocce ball or bring out some volleyball or badminton.
Cornhole
Let's
or
go
whatever,
cornhole.
Cornhole or whatever. I don't know what people are into now at the park. Like pickleball's getting way huge.
Oh,
now,
I've heard about that.
Do we have pickleball places around here yet?
I don't know.
I know about Albuquerque, they're all pickleballing up there, but I don't know if it's quite hit down here yet. But give it time. It will be.
A couple people talk about it. So it's getting here.
Absolutely. Is there anything we wanted to share that we just spaced out on?
I don't think so. I think that's
probably
pretty much. Yeah.
Well, good deal. Well, thank you guys for coming in. Good seeing you.
Thanks for having us.
Anytime. And now we got to at least have you once a year for this, if not for other things.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Good deal. Well, thank you guys. We'll see you next time. Okay.
All right. See ya.
All right. Don't work too hard. Stay dry / cool and warm, depending on whatever needs at that particular moment.
Right.
I think you're getting all of the above. All right. It's 7:53. Time for local news and quick break. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Sorello. The Department of Game and Fish will conduct checkpoints throughout the state over the hunting season, collecting biological data and to help detect wildlife law violations. As a result, the public may encounter some minor delays. Department officers can be assisted by other law enforcement agencies like the U.S. Forest Service, BLM, or state police or county sheriff's offices. As a reminder, the upcoming hunting and fishing season started April 1st. All hunters and anglers are required to buy a new license before hunting and fishing. Guides and outfitters are also reminded that new registration is required. Big game hunts begin this month. As the third week of operations at the West Mountain Fire is closing, 85 firefighters and support personnel are continuing to work and monitor the area, utilizing a confine and contain strategy on the now 601-acre fire. The lightning-caused wildfire began August 3rd. The Lincoln National Forest is now managing the incident for forest health and fuel reduction in the area. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
We begin our week with Elon Musk. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by NetSuite. If you run a business, visit netsuite.com/Kim today and get NetSuite's KPI checklist absolutely free. So much of what liberals and conservatives label misinformation on social media is really nothing more than someone's opinion. Those who don't agree with something on social never call it an outright lie because it's not. This silliness has tied up legitimate political debate in America for far too long. And quietly, last week, Elon Musk stopped removing opinion posts on X, formerly known as Twitter. And to the surprise of many, so have other social media outlets. It takes far too many employees, many of whom have their own agenda, to operate a social media thought police force. In real life, there are laws to protect against slander and libel. If you love and appreciate the First Amendment and free speech and expression, you will applaud what Elon Musk has done over at X. Hey, get tech smart every single day with my free newsletters. You're just gonna love them. Sign up now at getkim.com. These days, every new potential hire can feel like a high-stakes wager for your small business. You want to be 100% certain that you have access to the best qualified candidates available. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the right people for your team faster and for free. Add your job in the purple hashtag hiring frame to your LinkedIn profile to spread the word that you're hiring. Simple tools like screening questions make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus the leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates worth interviewing. Did you know every week nearly 50 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Kim. That's linkedin.com/Kim to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn.com/Kim.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have some tropical air moving in along with a low-pressure system in southern New Mexico. Showers and thunderstorms will be possible, especially this afternoon. Today's high will stay in the low 90s. We've got a good chance of rain and thunderstorms this evening, tapering off by about midnight and about 70 on the low. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are possible again on Tuesday, with our high staying in the upper 70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Big night for Roswell against Santa Fe this past Friday night at the Wool Bowl. Roswell's now 2-0 after stomping the Demons 58-6. The Coyotes will play at Hobbs for their next game next week. The Coyotes led 35-0 at the end of one quarter. Meanwhile, Goddard falls to Carlsbad by a score of 27-19. Goddard fell behind 21-6 in half and could never quite catch up. NMMI beats Cloudcroft 49-6 to move to 2-0. It's Mescalero Apache shutting out Hagerman on Friday 28-0. Dexter in tough game over West Las Vegas. The Demons win it though 40-27. Julian Manzanares 85 yards rushing for the victory. And Gateway Christian wins its season opener easy 58-8 over Carrizozo. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
The Calico Cow has moved to a new home. Visit the Calico Cow at their new home, 200 East College, behind Farley's in Roswell. Lots of exciting changes at the new Calico Cow. New LED lighting, an amazing large classroom, plus more space, which means lots of new items and an even bigger selection of fabrics. Come see it for yourself. Want to know how? Come see the cow. The Calico Cow's new home at 200 East College in Roswell. Roswell Skin Center is here to provide comprehensive skin care to southeastern New Mexico in a friendly and warm environment. Dr. Cometti and his team continue to offer a full scope of medical and cosmetic dermatology services, from treating skin cancer to helping you look your best. Roswell Skin Center is proud to introduce Anna Ingalls, licensed esthetician who specializes in cosmetic treatments including laser rejuvenation, hair removal, facials, chemical peels, and more. Anna is accepting new patients, and when you schedule your first treatment, you can receive $50 off and begin earning valuable discounts to be enjoyed throughout the year. Schedule with Anna by calling 575-208-2509. And for more info on our services and rewards, go to roswellskin.com.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Roswell's home for talk radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
From townhall.com, I'm Rich Thomason. Tropical storm Idalia is intensifying, expected to become a major hurricane before it reaches Florida's Gulf Coast on Wednesday. Florida Emergency Management Chief Kevin Guthrie says now it's time to prepare.
Every tropical storm, every hurricane is different, and this is no exception. We cannot gauge our ability to withstand future hurricanes based on prior experiences.
Idalia expected to make landfall in the Big Bend region. The storm, at last check, was about 90 miles off the western tip of Cuba. Maximum sustained winds, 65 miles per hour. In Jacksonville, Florida, they're mourning the loss of 3 people shot and killed by a gunman who later took his own life at a Dollar General store over the weekend. A racially motivated attack, says Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters, says a 21-year-old as writings left no doubt as to the motive.
The manifesto is quite frankly, the diary of a madman. He was just completely irrational. But with his irrational thoughts, he knew what he was doing. He was 100% lucid. He knew what he was doing.
An outcry from Los Angeles city officials, perhaps most notably Mayor Karen Bass, after Texas Governor Greg Abbott sent 39 illegal migrants to the sanctuary city over the weekend. Hawaiian Electric calling the lawsuit against it by Maui County factually and legally irresponsible. The suit blames downed, still energized power lines for sparking a deadly blaze that destroyed most of the town of Lahaina. Hawaiian Electric disputes that, saying it was a different fire that devastated the town. Stocks are sharply higher on Wall Street. The Dow is up 264 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Libya's foreign minister has been suspended from office after word leaked of a meeting she had with her Israeli counterpart in Rome last week.
This is a secret meeting that took place in the Italian capital last week. The Libyan foreign minister, Najla al-Manqoush, said absolutely nothing about it. No other official in Libya mentioned it until the Israeli foreign minister revealed the nature of that meeting and that it took place. We first heard about it from the Palestinian militant group Hamas condemning that meeting, and then there was a report quoting the Israeli foreign minister, Eli Cohen, who said that he met Najla al-Manqoush and he discussed with her the great potential of having ties with Libya.
The BBC's Youssef Taha. China will no longer require a negative COVID test result from incoming travelers starting on Wednesday, a milestone toward ending the virus restrictions. News and analysis, townhall.com. The largest school district in Texas is opening a new chapter as it begins the new school year.
A state takeover of the Houston School District has a new superintendent making what he calls bold changes, while some teachers, parents, and students are loudly criticizing the proposals. One change getting a lot of attention is his order to repurpose libraries into spaces where misbehaving children can be disciplined at some underperforming schools. New Superintendent Mike Miles says years of poor academic performance requires systematic changes as Houstonians start the new school year today. Rhonda Rockster reporting.
New poll finds rare agreement across party lines. 80-year-old President Biden is the unifying factor. A sizable 77% in the AP NORC poll say he's too old to be effective in a second term. The sentiment about Biden is shared by not only 89% of Republicans, but also 69% of Democrats. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2 of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Happy Monday, everybody.
Yes, indeedy.
Welcome to it. Hope your Monday's going well. Got more rain chances today.
Yeah, it's looking kind of it's very the earth is cool, like the ground is cool, and so it's cooling the rest of the environment.
Yeah, it's nice.
It doesn't radiate heat outside.
Enjoy it for the next couple days.
Indeed.
I think
light breeze.
We're back up for like at 100 like this weekend.
Shut up.
Yeah, I know. Won't go away.
Bringer of bad news.
It just won't go. I'm just saying, savor it. Savor it.
Oh,
now.
absolutely. Soak it in.
Yeah, drink it in.
It's like recently. I don't know if they're widely available, but you can get them in select areas. Cream Savers are back. Do you remember Cream Savers from back in the day?
The Lifesaver?
Yes.
Little hard candies.
The little hard candies
that
were strawberries and cream, or the goat.
Yeah.
Peaches and cream.
Mm-hmm.
They're back. Oh, they're
good.
back. Yes, and they're amazing.
Because I didn't do fruit. I would eat they had a caramel one, right? Like
they did have, I think, a caramel and chocolate line. Not of those specifically, but they've done chocolate and cream hard candies. But yeah, the Cream Savers though, it was like if you've ever had a creamsicle. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are the best. They have the oranges and cream, the peaches and cream, and then the strawberries and cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ate something yesterday that was pretty good that I bought at the Mart of Wall.
Oh.
And it's in the dessert aisle.
Oh.
And it was really good. It was different. And they have them in different flavors. I got chocolate because that's what I do.
Because you're you.
Yeah. Entenmann's, the donut people.
Uh-huh.
They make an ice cream sandwich.
Really?
Yeah. And it's really good. So it's like the Entenmann's chocolate donut on the top.
Okay.
Chocolate ice cream.
So okay.
And then instead of another donut at the bottom, it's the same like donut, but it's a crisper,
like a coffee cake,
like almost. A Keebler cracker almost, like a Keebler fudge stripe type cracker at the bottom. It's got the intimate donut soft at the top, chocolate, and then a crunch at the bottom.
You're blowing my mind right now.
I bought it because I saw it in the store, and I ate it. Tried one last night.
Yeah,
while watching the television,
as one does.
Oh my goodness, that thing's tasty. I'm mad that I only got one box that had 4 little ones in it. Now I want to hoard them.
Well, now that you put it out there in public.
Well, they have other flavors. I did the chocolate one, but they also have like a vanilla and cookies and cream or whatever other.
No, I'm mad because we just stocked up on ice cream sandwiches. We got the cookies and cream ones.
If you remember, now Intimate Donuts are more of an East Coast thing. I don't know how if they got big out here.
Well, I'll tell you, the coffee cake is sort of universal. Intimate's Donuts wasn't a huge thing. We had like the Fresh Lee's and Mrs. Baird's and
I always like
Dolly Madison. Dolly Madison was real big around these parts.
The Intimate Donuts to me had a freshness that like the Hostess or the other prepackaged didn't have. To me,
but yeah, Intimate's coffee cake was a big deal that I remember growing up.
Like I always liked their donuts better than the other prepackaged donuts. But I saw it. I was like, all right, I'll try it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is delightful. It's just Entenmann's ice cream sandwiches. Yes, Walmart has them.
I'll have to go hunt them down. Ask for them by name.
That's right. And don't get the chocolate ones. Get all the other ones. Leave the chocolate ones for me, please. Thank you.
I'm just going to DoorDash an order. I can feel it.
Give me all of them.
How many did you want? All of them.
Yeah, all of them. We have 17 cases. Then bring them.
Yep.
I'll find freezer room.
I'll find free. These are worth it.
They were tasty.
Honey, where did the steaks go?
Yeah.
Threw them out. We're Intimate's household now.
Yeah. I got rid of those 8 quarts of frozen insulin out of there so we can throw these Intimate ice cream.
Solely living on these now, hon.
Yeah. Oh, they're tasty. I was a pleasant surprise when I got it thinking, I'll try it. Why not? Then I ate one. I was like, oh, dang. I ate 2 of them. Dang it. I didn't because they're about this big. And I got through that thing and I was like, dude, I want another one.
That's not, no. See that you right there? You had me.
Yeah.
You had me until you showed me the size.
Yeah, they're not that big.
No, I can't sit on that.
We need 4 of them.
Yeah, well, at least 2. I mean, because that's if I'm going to sit down and have an ice cream sandwich, I need something that's about yay big.
Yeah, no, they're a little round.
That's a cookie sandwich.
But they're delicious.
I'll tell you this. For as much as people talk about them, the Toll House cookie ice cream sandwich, garbage.
Really?
Garbage. You put chocolate chips in front of ice cream, they're going to get hard. Hard chocolate chips are not a pleasant experience. Never have been. I've never enjoyed them.
Don't like the Chipwich?
I hate it. I can't stand. If that's what you've got for dessert, I will move on to your fresh fruit selection.
Wow. See, I wasn't a huge fan of the Chipwich per se. Like, I'll eat them. I love the Chipwich because the Chipwich was my ice cream man in. What I mean by that is my mother was a fan of the Chipwich sandwich.
Okay.
Love
so
the Chipwich.
That was the one she allowed.
Hey, Mom, ice cream man's here. You want a Chipwich? I get her a Chipwich. She gives me money for Chipwich. Gives me money to get mine. So hot fries and Coke and cherry clans and all the other stuff.
So you're telling me is that the Chipwich is your gateway drug?
Yes.
There it is.
Yes.
We just found Mike's
I slipped my
drug.
mom a Chipwich. That was like, I'll get you Chipwich.
Yep.
Just give me carte blanche to give me $5. I get you Chipwich, and the rest is mine to spend on.
You got her drunk on Chipwich so you can have your way with her.
Hey.
Oh my God.
I'm a negotiator.
That's fantastic.
This is how it worked in our household.
Oh,
my brother was the bold one that would actually go in her purse and take money out. I was never that bold.
No, because you learned how to negotiate.
I would say, you want a Chipwich? She'd give me a $5. Chipwich is like $1. $4 for me to buy everything else at the ice cream.
You know what that is? That's you learning at an early age that talking your way out of things works way better than stealing.
Yes.
Yep. Right
Chipwich,
there. You learned you were going to be a DJ at a very early age.
That's right.
You just didn't even realize it.
But yeah,
that's awesome.
That was my dangling my carrot to get Mom to give me the $5 to go spend it all at the ice cream man. $4 of it because the Chipwich was $1, which gave me $4. I get the soda, the Andy caps, the candy cigarettes,
the weird Sonic the Hedgehog frozen pop with the eyeball up here for some reason.
All the racist candy like the cherry clans and the.
Oh my God! I forgot about those.
The lemon heads and there was a grape ape.
Grape ape, yep.
Yeah. I loved them all.
Those are great. My generation was the face. Frozen pops, which are you still get it at like the ice cream sandwich or the ice cream man from today.
Yeah,
from today. It's usually like the Sonic the Hedgehog or the SpongeBob. And back in my day, it was like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But yeah, they had completely inedible gumball eyeballs that were like in places that eyeballs shouldn't be.
Yeah, well, the freezer wherever they froze at, where they were.
It's a factory, and they're just like dropping eyeballs.
Right. Probably doing 3-point shots into the.
But
ice
the
cream
packaging was always Bugs Bunny. I remember that was a big one. Bugs Bunny and Tweety Bird.
Yeah,
those were two huge ones when I was growing up.
I used to like there was this malted shake like thing.
Oh yeah.
That I used to like, and I liked it because it came in a cup.
Right.
And it was bigger than the Italian ice cup.
You feel like you're getting more.
Yeah, and I feel like you're getting more. But it was bigger than the Italian ice cup.
That's the bargain hunter in you.
Yeah, that was me.
You know what? You got to be careful with that, though, because I am that guy, but I watched my son. Children are kind of like a case study.
Yeah.
In like you... But like, I know you got to get to it.
Yeah, we're good.
But at an early age.
Yeah.
Because my son will just walk around my house collecting the random change he finds. I'm like, oh God, I've created another one.
Good for him.
I know it's not.
It's going to serve him well when he's older.
That's horrifying. I've created a kid who's like worried about where the money's going to come from. I'm like,
he's going to be
that
kid who's always got the Coinstar sized Coca-Cola bottle of change in their closet, right. Which is awesome. I have that, and I'm a fan of it.
He has like little pockets of little loose change.
Because like
just
in my head,
places.
one day Armageddon's going to happen, and that big thing of change in my closet's going to save my
That's
bacon.
what I'm saying. I'm creating like a kid that's going to be storing like buckets of survival rations in the closet.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
It's terrifying.
He's going
to change his name to Griff.
That boy's going to be all right.
Shaving himself with a Bowie knife. It's like, oh.
Boy's going to be all right.
Thanks, Dad.
He's going to act like John Rambo, but he'll be prepared.
He's going to sound like he's wearing spurs everywhere he goes.
He go first, but not me. It's 8:15. Here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have some tropical air moving in along with a low pressure system in southern New Mexico. Showers and thunderstorms will be possible, especially this afternoon. Today's high will stay in the low 90s. We've got a good chance of rain and thunderstorms this evening, tapering off by about midnight and about 70 on the low. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are possible again on Tuesday with our high staying in the upper 70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 73 here in Roswell. Humidity's at 76%. Winds currently out of the north at 13 miles per hour. 30% chance for showers and thunderstorms. Could see a little bit this morning before 9, but more likely afternoon here. Partly cloudy. 92 for a high today with north winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, we are looking at a 60% chance at showers and thunderstorms. They say mainly before 9 p.m., and some of these storms could produce some heavy rainfall. Mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 69 degrees. Southeast winds at around 10 miles per hour. They say we could see anywhere between a quarter and a half inch of rain possible tonight. Tuesday, we're looking at a 30% chance at showers and thunderstorms, mainly before noon. Partly cloudy with a high of 87. North winds at around 10 miles per hour. And that's about it for rain talk for this week after tomorrow. For Wednesday, we're looking at sunny skies at a high of 94. Thursday, sunny skies, highs back up near 100. Friday, sunny and hot with a high of 100. And then for the weekend, sunny and 99 for your Saturday, sunny and 98 for Sunday. All right, 8:17, we're going to take a 2-minute break, and then we're going to play our interview we had on Friday with Lonnie Owens and Kelly Castles talking community Bible study. Their first welcome reception will be tomorrow, so pay attention. We'll talk all about that in the interview next. Don't go away.
Most of the problems that people have with plants comes down to basic farm management. That means knowing what to plant and when to plant it. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Planting at the wrong time usually leads to disappointment and heartache, sort of like your first love. But planting at the right moment puts Mother Nature on your side, and that makes growing things easier and a whole lot more fun. So before you plant anything, come to see us at Roswell Seed, or just give it a try and hope for the best. It gives me a chance to say, I told you so.
Do you struggle with acne, eczema, or worry about skin cancer? Research suggests that 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer by the age of 70, but when detected early, 99% of skin cancer cases are curable. At Epiphany Dermatology of Roswell, we place special emphasis on prevention, screening, and treatment, so schedule your annual skin exam by calling us at 575-208-7050 or by visiting our website at epiphanydermatology.com and get checked today. Prevention is key.
Let's face it, guys, we're living in times where the truth is becoming more suppressed and censorship is increasing at an alarming rate, especially on social media platforms. It's Clyde, and I want to tell you about a safe and secure digital playground we put together just for you. It's aftermath.media. You get access to thousands of Ground Zero archives and podcasts, along with our private social media groups with your basic membership starting at only $7 a month. Each subscription includes tech support, access to the RSS feeds, along with our own chat room and Telegram channel. In addition, the premium membership includes research study groups, webinars, a document and movie library, a live video stream of Ground Zero, a monthly Zoom chat with me, and other bonus content. Be sure to check out our yearly specials as well. Sign up today while you're thinking about it. Sign up at aftermath.media. Again, that's aftermath.media.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, talking some community Bible study. Of course, Pastor Lonnie Owens from Christ Church, and Kelly Castles joining us as well. Good morning, gentlemen. How y'all doing today?
Doing well. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good deal. How's life? Weather? You happy with this rain? Hot, cold?
Very happy with the rain.
Ready for a change.
Hey, next community Bible study, maybe put in the good word we can.
No doubt. Lots of people praying for rain.
See if we can keep this string going here. But obviously, you're from Christ Church here, but we want to invite invite the community out to something a little bit bigger than just Christchurch here this morning. Community Bible Study, which is a group that's... How long have you guys been meeting? It's been quite a while now, right?
Yeah, and Kelly here is a real veteran, but a lot of people probably know Rick Hale from Grace Community Church.
If you lived in town long enough, you don't know it. You tried hard not to. I don't know how.
I think he led this particular class that Kelly and I are involved in for 34 years.
Okay, so you guys are just kind of grabbing the baton here.
I'm a raw rookie.
Grab the baton and go on to grab the next leg here.
But that's right.
I'm sure Pastor Rick Hale left you with plenty of wisdom to help you along the way. There.
He did, and he put a bunch of it in a big old thick folder.
And a lot of the leaders are the same, and they're from all over. Like I don't go to Christchurch, I go to Grace.
Gotcha.
So the leadership is from all different churches in town.
Yeah, this is an all faith. If you're, Christian, all Christians. Everybody's welcome, but obviously this is it's the Bible study class, so it's going to be Christian faith that we're studying here. but this is the beauty of it. It doesn't matter if you're from Church of Christ or Baptist or Catholic or whatever. We would love to invite you to come and read the same book with us that we're all reading together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think that's what makes it. I think the fact that it's multi-denominational, makes it stronger. And what I mean by that is because we all have our upbringings from Baptist or wherever you kind of were born and where your family put you, so to speak. And so obviously each faith has a little different angle on how they approach the Bible and some of the messages within. So to get everyone's perspective, when you read a passage in the Bible, you might get different responses based on people's backgrounds. You know what I mean? And I think this all comes to light, and then together we all can kind of learn and maybe kind of make better sense of it based on all of our knowledge, putting it together, if that makes sense.
Oh, I think it makes a tremendous amount of sense, and I think you're on to a very important point, which is that none of us, as fallible humans, none of us have a complete corner on having it all figured out exactly right. Nobody's going to be prepared to say that any of us are 100% correct in the way we're teaching something.
Sure.
So there's a Bible verse that says, "As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another."
Mm-hmm.
So we need each other to bounce things off of and learn. Now, that's not the same as saying that the Bible has multiple meanings. We believe that the Bible has a meaning that God means for it to mean, but none of us have that completely figured out. So we need to study it together and grow together and balance each other.
Well, obviously for a book like this, it's been around for thousands of years. Mm-hmm. And, by the way, it didn't come out in modern English, just printed out, by the way.
Correct.
It was in languages that, people don't speak today. So that kind of leaves interpretation to translations and things like that. And words that were put in there originally, there may not be words in English that quite catch the sentiment, or it's a different word. And so a lot of it's some of that kind of stuff. Am I right? It's just really, yes, the message, but because over the years and peoples and translations and things, and so sometimes the message might get twisted a little bit or misunderstood a little bit.
I think we have to stay open to the possibility that we have misunderstood something, and so we have to stay teachable. I will say, though, Mike, that I think that people could be encouraged to know that when you have these people that are language scholars and the good solid translations, there's a difference in a paraphrase of the Bible and a translation. But a translation would be like if we had somebody wrote us a letter in Spanish and we went and got somebody to translate it into English, and they do the best they can to give us that meaning. Mm-hmm. And when they have teams of linguists and scholars that have put together numerous solid translations of the Bible, and they compare it back to even what they found, saying the Dead Sea Scrolls, and look at that. The Bible was written in Hebrew, Greek, and Aramaic. And we have amazing, good English translations. So I don't want to communicate that it's just
we're still learning
real open, like super open and fluid. It's not that. But if we got two people to translate that letter from Spanish to English, the two people might choose a little bit different word. And so then even though it's close to the same meaning. We're going to learn more by diving into it a little deeper. And I think, is that your point?
Yeah, it's kind of, it's not trying to disprove or discredit or anything. It's just to better understand.
Yes, exactly.
And let's face it, with thousands of years of history before us, there might have been some mistakes made in that time that we need to kind of correct or figure out or understand. You know what I mean?
And understand.
I always figured that God, who did everything, my son just had twin baby daughters down in Dallas. They were born, they were perfect. And the God that can do that, and the God that can number the sand, the grains of sand on the seashore, the God that stored away all the snow before time began, that God can get to me His word. And I believe it 100% that the word we have is His word. And also, even if I had a twin brother and we had been raised every day together, I could read this one Bible passage and he could read the same Bible passage, but because of where we are in our lives, we might get something different out of it. Because I think God's word is alive.
Sure.
And if I read this passage today and I read it tomorrow, I might get something different today than I got yesterday. So,
and to your point, I think and I think this is just human nature. When we input information or get information, I think our brain's natural response is how do we relate it to our own personal self?
Right. Exactly right.
And so, like to your point, if you're reading the same Bible verse and it's telling you something, you may be relating it, well, this sounds like that time I had this at so-and-so, and someone else might be like, this reminds me of that other time. And so I think to your point, that's kind of how our brains work. It's just whenever someone tells you something like, okay, how does that relate to me?
And we want to say that that's our brains working, but the truth of it is it's God's Spirit in us working, right?
Sure.
He is directing us to His truth and His word. That's why I have 100% faith in what we have today is God's word, because His hand was on it.
Sure.
And I don't worry about interpretations. I just know that God will get me what He wants me to get out of that scripture. And the main thing is to open it, right?
Sure. Well, and I think too, it's when you look at the Bible and how people read and study the Bible and things, and if you bring up in the church or your parents raise you and you create the values and system that you hold and live your life by, when you read the passages, when you get to that point, I think it's like at that point in life you kind of understand what feels right, what feels wrong, you kind of hopefully life's experiences have given you that, and I think you almost have to read the Bible that way too, or it's like, okay, I'm kind of lost in the words here, but I understand what direction. You know what I mean? Like you said, we don't want to get the paraphrasing, but at the same time, we do want to. Okay, we can semantically argue about the words all the time, but I think we can understand the message that's trying to be said in this passage. You know what I mean?
Point right there. You made a huge point, because that's the point.
Yeah.
Right. And Kelly just said, if we open it, Mike, I'll never forget when I was 17 years old when the Lord got my attention and got a hold of my life, and I knew that the Bible was a great book and all, but I did not realize that it was intensely practical about my daily life in high school.
Sure.
And as I started to actually read it, I was shocked. This speaks about real life, daily life, and that's what you said is a mouthful.
Yeah.
The thing is for us to understand it, right, and understand that God is communicating to people He created.
Sure.
In a huge love letter that we can understand.
Sure.
Now we started by saying I wouldn't claim, Kelly wouldn't claim, certainly, hopefully none of us would claim that we understand it perfectly.
Sure.
Which is why we need to study, right?
Yes.
And so I'm sure you know this, but there's a Bible verse, I probably won't quote it exactly right, but it says, study to show yourself approved unto God, and that you don't need to be ashamed, that you learn to correctly handle the word of truth. A workman that does not need to be ashamed, I think the old version said. So that's kind of what we're hoping to do with people in Roswell, like you said, from all different sorts of church backgrounds.
Sure.
And on our leadership team, we have someone from First Baptist Church, and we have somebody from First Nazarene Church, and we hope to just continue to grow that and have more and more churches involved so that we can learn to correctly handle the word of truth. Because if it says that we're to correctly handle it, that necessarily implies that we can incorrectly handle the word of truth.
Absolutely.
And sometimes people are hurt by that, and that we may have some listeners right now that are like, man, somebody tried to tell me something. I just don't think that is right.
Sure.
Well, we'd say, come, let's talk about it.
Absolutely.
Let's crack open the book and let's see if we can understand it.
And this is where intent comes into play. We may do it right, we may do it wrong, but do we do it with love?
Exactly right.
We can make mistakes, but what were we doing wrong with the intent of love? Then we can figure that one out.
Yeah.
But and I would even throw the caveat, even if you don't have a church home, come be a part of it here. Maybe, for whatever reason, you're new to the area or whatever, you don't have one, but come to the Bible study. Now, I do want to kind of talk like structure here a little bit. Do you guys, you meet weekly, but do you kind of, it's like, okay, we're going to be discussing this portion of is it kind of like a class setup thing, or is it more open discussion each week? Kind of talk a little bit about how the class is run.
It's pretty structured. We have really, really good study materials from Community Bible Study. It's probably been around 60, 65 years now. It started in Virginia and kind of spread across the country. But our materials are wonderful, and every week there is a lesson.
Okay.
And the lesson is
so it's part of a national curriculum, I guess you could say, or international curriculum.
Community Bible Study is all over the world. In fact, there's more people studying the Bible in Community Bible Study in Africa now than there are in the United States. It has just grown.
Isn't that cool?
Grown across the globe.
Well, I'm thinking, too, because maybe some of those folks have been, they got catching up to do. They're just being introduced to Christianity, so they got to, they got a kind of crash course to get up to speed.
Yeah, and their faith is probably a lot purer than ours, because some places
they've seen a lot more struggle.
They have to rely on the Lord because they can't rely on all of the things we have in our
And I think life's taught me, when you've seen more struggle,
yes,
it's either going to make you closer to God or tear you farther away. And so their reaction to it's going to be much more visceral than probably someone enjoying life here in the United States of America.
But every week the lesson is tied to a set of scriptures. And so this year we're doing Ruth and Samuel, Old Testament books this fall, and in the spring we're doing Ephesians, which is a New Testament book.
Okay.
But the title of our lessons for the fall are A King is Coming, because that's Ruth and Samuel point us to Jesus coming and lay the framework for his coming. But the materials are really good. We do have a Facebook page, Roswell Community Evening Bible Study.
Okay.
Roswell Evening Community Bible Study is the name of it. And there's a video there where you can, it's a kind of a promo for the scriptures we're studying this year, and some basic information about the lessons.
Absolutely. Now, you guys will have your, here coming up in just a couple days here, August 29th. That's going to be your kind of info meal. Let's all meet and say hi and kind of a welcome that night. And that'll be coming up here August 29th, which is what, next
Tuesday night.
Next Tuesday night. It's going to be 6 p.m. And then right after that, and then all the meetings will be at First United Methodist Church right here on Pennsylvania.
Methodist, 200 North Penn, yes.
Yeah, they are... They're a very gracious church. I mean, all of our churches are, but it seems like they open their doors to a lot of organizations. Shoot, my American Legion Post calls that place home, and so they do a lot of places for Zumba. There's in there people doing Zumba, all kind of stuff. Right. So we're going to come and do some Bible study.
Exactly.
Come on out for a meal and a welcome and everything the next Tuesday at 6 p.m., and then the following Tuesday, September 5th, will be your registration and sign-ups, and then we'll get into the first lessons and all that kind of stuff here. Let me ask you, say they're not available these first couple weeks, but want to get in, are they going to be kind of behind if they join 3-4 weeks in, or can they seamlessly kind of follow into the group?
Well, they may have to catch up a little on their reading in the Bible, but we want people to come whenever they can come.
So there's kind of a chronological lesson plan here, but if you miss one or two, hey, that's not, we'll fill in the gaps that you missed in between the weeks there or whatever.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Mike, because I think sometimes what we've noticed, say even at Christ Church, is that sometimes people feel like if they don't get in on week one, well, maybe they just can't. But it's really not true.
Okay.
Because you can.
It's like binge watching TV. It's like you miss the first episode, you're not going to be lost for the rest of the series.
Like Kelly said, we'll take them anytime. But I would like to just stress that this next Tuesday night, you don't have to sign up for anything. You can just come and check
learn
it out and find out if it's something you'd be interested in.
Yeah.
We're just going to have an informal night of just information and let people find out if they might be interested in joining the study. We'll give them a lot more, than we're able to do here.
Absolutely, and if you need extra, incentive, every meal I've had at First United Methodist Church, they put out a good spread every time. So whatever the food is, you're going to like it. They put out a good spread.
They are gracious. Roswell churches, you're right about that, are so gracious to support the community. There's a lot of these classes in different parts of the country. They can't find a church that'll let them through the doors, right? They're just so, there's so much... they're just in competition, it seems like. And
church is supposed to be a welcoming place for anybody, anywhere, anytime.
Yeah, and Roswell churches have it right. We've been blessed with a great set of churches in Roswell.
Absolutely. We are very fortunate, and, it's due to the leadership, the pastoral. Right. And I think, and that's something I don't think people realize is all our Christian pastors, for the most part, kind of network and talking, and you know what I mean? There is a system there where everyone kind of looks out for each other and checks in on each other and talks. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's there, and sometimes you don't see that. I mean, there's a reason why you go to town and there's a First Baptist Church, a Second Baptist Church, and because somebody got mad at somebody at some point about something.
It might have been 1,500 years ago.
Mike, you're a realist, but the thing is, we have to acknowledge, right, that all of that is from our own human frailty and failure. But I'm so glad, and I think that maybe we could come back another time and talk about something that's been going on, the community prayer gatherings that we've had with lots of different churches.
We got a little time if we want to.
We do that quarterly, but before, maybe we'll talk about that. But I do want to mention another community Bible study class as well.
Okay. So if the Tuesday nights don't work for you, maybe this might be better in your schedule?
For the ladies...
and a woman.
There's a Roswell Women's Day class, and that meets on Wednesdays. They're actually starting this coming Wednesday on August 30th.
Okay, so a week from yesterday, or today's Friday, so 2 days ago.
Yes, and so that's on Wednesday mornings at Christ Church, which is 2200 North Sycamore. That's from 9:30 to 11:30. They do have a children's program.
Okay.
We don't have that on the evening class. We don't have the children's program. But they do on the Women's Day class, Wednesdays, 9:30 to 11:30. They can register online for that.
Okay.
And I think Tamara Pope sent me information about that. Yes, they can just go to roswellcbsclass.org.
Okay.
And they can find out about the Women's Day class if they're interested in that. They're also studying the same portions of the scriptures that we are this year, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, and Ephesians.
Okay. That Roswell Eve, that website, is that the same you can learn information on this community Bible study too?
The Roswell Eve, and I know we're giving people lots of information, but Roswell, eve.cbsclass.org, they can get our class, or they can go to the Facebook page that Kelly mentioned.
And if you're the Facebook page is definitely the best place to go. The others a little outdated. So Roswell Evening Community Bible Study on Facebook.
And if you're driving and can't remember any of this stuff, if you just Google Roswell Community Bible Study Evening, you'll find it should Google up real quick, or at least get you to a phone number that you can call and someone will give you all the information.
I think Roy said he was going to put this link up.
Yeah, we'll link it up on our video site. So if you, I know you radio folks that don't ever go to our video side, you won't be into it. But if you watch our video stream, you can always go back, and then in the comments he'll have a link for registration or information, all that good stuff. So, but definitely, but don't forget, next Tuesday evening, 6 p.m. Come on out for the free meal and informational and welcome night. That'll start at 6 p.m. Meal provided. I guess you can sign up, but you don't have to. You're just there to learn and everything else. But if you want to say nope, commit my name to this, we can do that too.
Yes, sir.
And then September 5th, a week from next Tuesday, will be the first night, opening night, registration night, and class will begin. It's church. There will be food around there somewhere. It's just church. That's what happens. So come and enjoy a meal and fellowship and be a part of that too. And then and use this to get closer to God, but also use this as maybe making friends. Maybe you're new to town and don't have a lot of connections or people to meet. Church Bible study seems like a good place to meet some good people, and who knows, you might, next thing you know, you got your golf buddy or your lunch buddy or whatever it is, and you met at Bible study.
We moved here to Roswell 33 years ago. We've been involved. My wife was in the day class, then we did some student classes, and I was in the evening class for probably the past 30 years. And I will say that our friend group today, the foundation of that group came from the people we met at Community Bible Study. And, COVID, the season of COVID separated us.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a good way to get reconnected again.
But I'm guessing some of you folks were still staying in touch via the other ways of communicating at that time.
Yes.
Probably even did a few, I know we don't like the word anymore, Zoom meetings about
Yes.
I know that's a 4-letter bad word now.
Yes,
When you say Zoom
yes,
meeting,
yeah.
like, no!
Yeah. No, we suffered through. We made it through. We did. But I do think, it did serve the COVID season, really did disconnect us.
Sure.
And this is a good way to get reconnected with your community.
But I also think it also gave a lot of folks a chance to reflect.
True.
Like where's my life going? Maybe it's time. Open the book again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
we all had to make that decision, right?
Yeah.
That's our stories.
Sure.
All of us have that same story. At some point, you got to choose.
And here's the beauty of God.
Yes.
I don't care if, I went to Bible study and I dropped out years ago. You're always welcome.
Exactly.
I don't care if you turned your back all but the last week of your life. Don't matter.
Yeah.
As long
you
as
can't change how much he loves you.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So please don't feel like it's too late for you, or if you have those kind of thoughts, no, not at all. Even if you're skeptical a little bit, or maybe you have issues, this is the place to really learn and talk about those in a great, just really judgment-free setting. You know what I mean? It's just, it's like, because I'm thinking people that are disenchanted with Christianity had some experiences in their lives and that put them there. And so they maybe have some anger issues or things. And I think Bible study is the place to work that out, if that makes sense.
Agreed.
So how many times have I said, I'm glad you brought that up? I think you might consider doing this like on a regular basis.
You can do a Sunday show.
But no, that's such a good point. We would love somebody that has, honest questions. It's a skeptic or whatever to come. Let's search together. That's such a great point. And I would like to say something that I don't know that we've really gotten into, just so that people kind of understand the format. Just to be really clear, so the day class on Wednesdays is for women and children, but the night class is for couples or singles, men or women.
Yeah.
We have men's groups and women's groups and couples groups. And when I say groups, that's because the way this study works is you have an opportunity with a workbook to do study on your own at home.
Sure.
During the week, and then on the class nights to meet in what we call core groups, or these smaller groups where you're able to discuss what you've worked on at home with your friends in that group that you're in that group, each week. And then we all come together where somebody like Kelly or me will kind of wrap up the night with a lesson that we kind of share. And so there's just multiple ways to interact with that portion of scripture that week, so people can know that that's kind of how it works. But we would love people that we all have
we've all been there,
places that we're trying to learn and grow, or we have questions.
Sure.
And so bring those.
Well, and I've been on this earth long enough to know, and I'm a guy that's, I'm an individual. I'm not saying a loner per se, but I'm comfortable in my own skin. I can do things on my own. I don't require the group per se to live my life. But that's how I feel. But in my head, and I learned in my 50 years, I don't care who you are on this planet. I don't care if they're the most powerful, most important, or the least powerful and most unnoticed person on the planet. We all need each other.
That's right.
And in some way, shape, or form.
By design.
By design. And so I think Bible study nurtures that. And so it provides the forum where people that are experiencing things in a different way can come together and find a little sense out of it, if that makes sense. And that's really what it's all about. It's a way where it's a chance for you to study the Bible, and you're not sitting in church, and you know what I mean. It's out of the formal environment. Yeah. It's a chance to kind of let your hair down a little bit and just let's talk about what's in the book. And I think if you come from that perspective, you're going to come out of each class very fulfilled, I think. And that's what we, come try it.
Yeah.
Come out next Tuesday night, come have a meal, talk to some people, see if this is for you. This is, that's all. What's that going to cost you? An hour.
Exactly.
Why not check it out?
Yeah.
And come see it. Come on out. And by the way, a big thank you to First United Methodist Church for being the hosts once again for this.
Indeed.
Big thank you to them. They're amazing people over there, as always, just like a lot of our churches. I mean, Grace is always, look, we're going to have a bunch of people visiting Grace Community Church next Thursday night. Big thank you to them for, it's just, Grace, they're the same thing. It's just, that's what we do here.
It's good to drive by a church on a Thursday evening and see it's full.
Yeah.
Because people are using the church for things.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's what God gave it to us for.
It's a community space.
Yeah.
It's God's house, but it's our
That's right.
house too.
That's
If
right.
that makes sense.
Yeah, that's right.
God's house, but the doors never lock. Maybe that's the way, baby.
That's different from y'all's building. When you got to get.
This one's the complete opposite. We got locked doors everywhere, but God's house not so much. And while you guys here, do you want to tell folks if you want to invite? And I'm going to give you the same opportunity for Grace. If you want to come out and see services at either church, I'm sure you're more than welcome to.
We would love that. I certainly will do that. And you said I could mention the community prayer gathering.
Yes, please mention that.
But I'll just say, as far as Christ Church, we would love to have people come any and every Sunday at 9:30. We have free coffee and goodies and stuff, just kind of some fellowship time.
Mm-hmm.
At 10 o'clock is our main service. And, of course, we have a lot of other things going on, too, but that's kind of a good entry point. If you want to come out at 9:30 on Sunday and have some coffee and a little snack or something, and then join us for worship at 10 o'clock on Sundays.
Yeah, and at Grace Community Church, what
Same
time?
thing, 2 services. We go to the second service. It starts at 10:45. The earlier one, I can't even tell you when it starts. Because I've never been there.
He goes, I'm not an early morning.
Yeah.
God gets it. I can start my day.
And I'm just a member. I'm not on staff out there. But I will say, if you came to Community Bible Study, you would not hear Lonnie mention Christ Church or me mention Grace Community Church or anybody talk about their individual churches, because that's kind of the opposite of what we're about.
Well, you might hear Christ and you might hear church, but not put together.
Exactly right. And I'll just say, for me and my family, I will say that God used the Community Bible Study probably more than any other thing in our lives to draw our family closer to God. Like you said, our kids grew up in the kids programs. We were also involved in churches, but there's just something about having to open your Bible and navigate around, read for yourself what God says. Don't just listen to what someone says God says. Look and see what God says. And what you said a while ago about powerful and weak, I love that God turns everything upside down in our human things, because he tells us, Jesus says, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Forgive, don't hate, love everybody, love your enemies. Everything a lot of things our culture puts out there, God has it right, and he's got it upside down from that. And it really is a radical, the way Jesus taught us to live is a radical way of living. And if you do it, your life is extraordinary. You stand out from the crowd, which I think is what God wants you to do, because if you blend in with the crowd, no one wants to know why are you different. But if you are different from the crowd, they want to say, hey, what have you got? Whatever you got, maybe I want some of that. And, Community Bible Study in the long run is about making disciples of Jesus Christ, growing disciples of Jesus Christ. And that's what our business is there for. But you nailed it on the head. God doesn't care. We don't care. It's irrelevant who your daddy was, what your daddy did.
And I'm no Bible scholar or any of that stuff by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just the guy that knows, you know what? I know what's good and what's bad. I live my life trying to do all the good things, and God understands that. It's back to that intent again. It's like, look, if you're doing everything from a place of love, everything will work out. Even when you do it wrong, it'll still work out. And I think that's the message we all need to remind ourselves.
Yeah, that's probably the most profound thing anybody said this morning, because it doesn't matter what you do if you don't do it with love. It's irrelevant. It doesn't mean a thing to God. He knows what our hearts are thinking. Right? I mean,
exactly.
Lonnie talks about knowing something in your knower. God knows what's in our knower, and God knows what we're thinking and why we're acting, and he judges our hearts, not our outward appearances. So
absolutely,
and this will change your heart. Community Bible Study.
I think so, and I think it's just by osmosis. Like, you walk in the room and listen and absorb it, and even that first night you don't utter a word. You're just kind of a fly on the wall watching everything. I think you'll absorb enough to where you'll take home something, and that's your first time. And then maybe after the second time, you might want to get engaged a little bit.
When I was a young man and I sat in my first class, and there were people that I knew from our community, much older men. and sitting and listening to those guys talk about their relationship with God and how their relationship to God mattered every day in their lives, how it made a real difference. And it was an eye-opener for me. I thought they were humble, and I don't know, for me, it was awfully hard for me to ever admit I needed any help.
Right.
And I saw a bunch of men that were leaders in our community sitting there saying, I need the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not the way I grew up, So it's a really, really good study.
And I think that's where whatever your hang up is, it'll find it
exactly
and work you through it. You know what I mean? I think it does that. We're almost out of time, so I want to do one last reminder. Next Tuesday, August 29th, 6 p.m., First United Methodist Church will be the open welcome dinner night and welcome reception. They're going to have a meal. You can sign up for the class, but if you just want to come and see what's going on with it, that'd be great. Don't forget the Bible study class will officially start Class 1 on September 5th. That's not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after next. Back at First United Methodist Church, 6 p.m. You can sign up then if you want. Just come out for the meal the week before and talk, and then sign up the next week if you want, or sign up the week before and then dive right into class the next week, whatever your preferences are. Again, we're going to be this particular session of Bible study class. We'll talk about Ruth 1 and 2 Samuel and Ephesians. That's kind of the section of the Bible that we're going to focus on this
year,
quarter year. Yeah. So, and if you have any questions, please. Community evening. Man, that's a slip of the tongue. Community evening Bible study. We'll look for that on Facebook.
Roswell Evening Community Bible Study.
There it is.
Yes.
Roswell Evening Bible Study. If you work those words in some kind of order, you should get to what you're looking for on Facebook. There.
Yes, that's right.
And if the ladies out there are interested in the women's class, it's roswellcbsclass.org.
Yes, and ladies, come to your women's class and then come on to the evening class. There's no law saying you got to go to one or the other.
That's right.
I mean, now, if you want to go to the women's class, you do have to be a woman. That would be the one
qualification.
Yeah.
That's correct.
And I'm assuming for community Bible study, I mean, this is for adults. Kids, we would love, I understand, but this is an adult class, not geared towards younger level discussions.
For sure. Definitely 18 years or in that range or older, yeah.
Gotcha. So
there's been some high school kids that came at the, but they were juniors or seniors. Maybe they were at NEMI. I can't remember.
Gotcha.
But, yeah.
We'd love to have those.
Yes,
if you want to come, college students, whatever, you're finding your place in this world, good place to start looking is at Bible study. Just a good idea.
That's right. That's right.
Exactly right.
Very good. Is there anything we just skipped over we wanted to share that we just got sidetracked on?
I mean, if I can just say really quickly about because since you mentioned...
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I keep getting sidetracked.
Community prayer gatherings, that's a really neat thing. That's once a quarter. We move it around to various churches, host it. Like this year, I think we were at Grace Community, then we were at First Nazarene. In October 15th, we'll be at Waymaker Church.
Okay.
And so this is just open to anybody in the community or outside our community to come, and we just all meet together and pray together. That day on October 15th will actually be the annual prayer walk people may hear about.
Okay.
Where churches walk around various neighborhoods in Roswell and just pray for those neighborhoods.
Sure.
And then all meet at Waymaker that evening at 6 o'clock. But we're so excited to see that visible representation of what is true biblically, that in Ephesians that we're going to be studying this year, it says that there's one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of us all. So all of us who are in Christ, we're all really part of one body. We just meet in various locations.
Exactly right.
And that's kind of what Kelly was getting at, is that the focus, we love ministries like this that are bigger than any one individual church, because it reminds us that we're all part of one family.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, I don't think when we get to heaven there's going to be like doors for Baptists.
No.
Or it's not going to work that way. So,
there's some good jokes based on that. They're not true.
Right. Just one door. But yeah, love to get you guys back as we get a little closer to the October event and things, and we'll get you guys to remind folks about that, because I know we're the land of manana, and people will, I slept since then. I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah. So, but thank you guys, and then come on out next Tuesday to First United Methodist Church beginning at 6 p.m. Coming out for night one of the welcome and greeting and everything else, and see if community Bible study is a good fit for you.
Even if you're just curious, you don't know, there's no pressure on you to sign up. You can just come and find out if it might be a good fit.
Yeah, it turns out you might might like the people and say, yeah, I'll come back for another one. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next time, okay?
Thank you very much.
For your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The Department of Game and Fish will conduct checkpoints throughout the state over the hunting season, collecting biological data and to help detect wildlife law violations. As a result, the public may encounter some minor delays. Department officers can be assisted by other law enforcement agencies like the U.S. Forest Service, BLM, or state police or county sheriff's offices. As a reminder, the upcoming hunting and fishing season started April 1st. All hunters and anglers are required to buy a new license before hunting and fishing. Guides and outfitters are also reminded that new registration is required. Big game hunts begin this month. As the third week of operations at the West Mountain Fire is closing, 85 firefighters and support personnel are continuing to work and monitor the area, utilizing a confine and contain strategy on the now 601-acre fire. The lightning-caused wildfire began August 3rd. The Lincoln National Forest is now managing the incident for forest health and fuel reduction in the area. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
Hi, everyone. With your Dallas Cowboys report, I'm Christy Scales. When the team acquired quarterback Trey Lance Friday in a trade with the 49ers, third-stringer Will Grier knew his time on the roster would be short-lived. He responded with a phenomenal game in Saturday's win over the Raiders. You'll hear from Grier after this.
Becky Hammond on Inspiration.
I hope it's an inspiration to girls out there, being the first woman to coach an NBA team. But I've always been more inspired by the future, not by what I've done, but by what's coming next.
What do you want to do next? Whether it's buying a home, growing your wealth, or protecting your assets, SWBC is here to support your next steps toward financial success with personalized service and expert advice.
Visit SWBC.com to take the next step toward your financial future.
Cowboys Nation is big because everything's bigger in Texas. And Reliant has the energy to power it all. From home field advantage to home sweet home, Reliant has Dallas Cowboys fans all across the Lone Star State covered for every electric moment this season and beyond. Reliant, proud to be the official energy provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
Reliant, PUCT number 10007.
Will Grier was told Friday his spot as the third-team Dallas Cowboys quarterback had been given to Trey Lance, the former third overall pick of the 2021 draft, who had just been acquired from the 49ers in exchange for next year's fourth-round draft pick. Grier responded Saturday by leading Dallas to a 31-16 win over the Raiders in the preseason finale, throwing for 2 scores and running for 2 more. Post-game, an emotional Grier took the high road in talking about the trade that cost him his job.
Got a lot of respect for this organization and the Jones family. I understand that it's a business, and I respect that, and got really close with the team, and that's the toughest part about what we do.
With your Cowboys report, I'm Christy Scales.
Your destination for health is closer than you think. You don't have to drive hours for personalized care. You can get high-quality health care right here, close to home, at Artesia General Hospital. From hip, knee, and shoulder replacements to sports injuries, general surgery, pain management, and wound care, our providers will help you get back to doing the things you love right here in Southeast New Mexico. Artesia General Hospital is here for you when you need us. To learn more about some of our key service lines, visit artesiageneral.com/closer.
The Calico Cow has moved to a new home. Visit the Calico Cow at their new home, 200 East College, behind Farley's in Roswell. Lots of exciting changes at the new Calico Cow. New LED lighting, an amazing large classroom, plus more space, which means lots of new items and an even bigger selection of fabrics. Come see it for yourself. Want to know how? Come see the cow. The Calico Cow's new home at 200 East College in Roswell.
Your home for Sean Hannity in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. They are battening down the hatches in Florida, preparing for the arrival of what's expected to be Hurricane Idalia by the time the storm makes landfall in the Big Bend region of the Gulf Coast by Wednesday. And while Floridians deal with that, Southern Californians deal with this.
Southern California will bake under the heat wave that's expected to bring near record temperatures to the area over the next few days.
We're looking at a heat wave developing today through Tuesday.
That's Todd Hall. He's a meteorologist with the National Weather Service.
And seeing temperatures as high as 100 to 110 degrees in some of the valley areas.
Like usual, the beaches are the best place to escape the heat.
As you get close to the coast, the beaches will be much cooler, but places away from coast like downtown LA, they'll see temperatures in the low to mid 90s.
It could make it to 108 in the San Fernando Valley. Larry Marino, Los Angeles.
8 U.S. Marines remain hospitalized in the Australian city of Darwin, injured in a fiery weekend crash of a tilt-rotor aircraft. It killed 3 of their colleagues. A vigil for the 3 people killed by a gunman in what police say was a racially motivated weekend attack at a store in Jacksonville. It was hardly a warm welcome for Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. He showed up to offer condolences and comfort.
Thank you for doing this. We want a good day to the councilwoman.
DeSantis telling the crowd, "We are not going to let people be targeted based on their race." The sheriff describing the 21-year-old gunman's manifesto as the diary of a madman. Russia's top domestic security agency says a detained former employee of the U.S. consulate in Vladivostok is accused of collecting information about Russian action in Ukraine and related issues. There's a rally underway this morning on Wall Street. Right now, the Dow is up 206 points, the Nasdaq trading 64 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Bless you. Few people have heeded an evacuation order in northeast Ukraine despite a Russian drive to retake the region.
As war returns to Kharkiv province, Ukrainian authorities are ordering mandatory evacuations of villages there, but so far a majority of residents are refusing to go as battles inch closer. The directive applies to 37 settlements now liberated by Ukraine after being occupied by Russia earlier in the war. But with Russia's attempt to push back into the area, a district military administration is now asking more than 10,000 residents to seek safety elsewhere. For those remaining, many don't want to give up their homes, and some say hardships of relocating and fear of poverty are among reasons for staying. I'm Mimi Montgomery.
Greek authorities have reinforced firefighting forces in the northeastern part of the country, where a massive deadly wildfire is burning for a 10th day with no signs of progress in putting it out. News and analysis at townhall.com. Tennessee is mourning the passing of former Governor Don Sundquist.
The family of the two-term Republican says he died peacefully at a Memphis hospital surrounded by family members following a short illness. Sundquist never lost an election in 8 tries in Tennessee, 6 for Congress and 2 for governor. But he emerged as a divisive figure during his final years in office as the state feuded over whether to create an income tax. Governor Sundquist was 87 years old. Rhonda Rockster reporting.
A trial is beginning this week for the first of 2 teens charged with murder in a shooting at a Des Moines, Iowa alternative school that left 2 students dead and the program's founder injured. Jury selection starts today in the trial of 19-year-old Preston Walls, charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, attempted murder, and criminal gang participation. The trial of the other defendant, also 19 and facing the same charges, scheduled to start in October. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel witch and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3 of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 at Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday.
Yes, indeedly, daddly doodly.
Hope it's going well for you.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you at least had a good weekend.
Oh yeah. Shaped up to be a nice week, too.
Looking that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't forget, Thursday's the Guy Penrod Show. Still tickets available.
That's right, Mikey.
I'll be emceeing Thursday. Showtime. Doors open at 6 and concert will get underway at 7 p.m.
I will buy you a beer next time we're out at an establishment if you can introduce him, separating his name into three separate things. Ladies and gentlemen, Guy Penrod! It won't sound suspicious if you do it like that.
All right. I'll work on it.
All right. You gotta put a certain amount of mustard on something for it to not sound suspicious.
Mike doesn't get asked to MC events anymore.
He's on our maybe list. That is true. I did used to get a lot more gigs than I get these days. I don't really put myself out there for the gigs.
I don't. I'm not a guy that...
They do come knocking on your door.
And see, that's where I'm weird. I love doing radio. I love sitting in this room. I love talking. I love doing all this.
Sure.
I don't like public.
You know what it is? You got really, really good at talking to yourself.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to, is you have to be really comfortable just sitting in a room talking to yourself.
Yeah. That's pretty...
And or talking to a buddy. It's just, if you're good at that, you're good on radio.
That's my wheelhouse.
But then when you put us out in public, it's a different beast.
Yeah.
We have to still be good, but now we have to be good out there in public.
I'm a smart aleck. And if someone smart alecks me, I might smart aleck them back.
You do the same thing that I do, is you diffuse with humor. You tend to soften a situation by just trying to add in comedy.
Yes.
And there's a point where that gets to be kind of awkward.
Yes.
Where people are like, can you stop? And I'm like, no, I've never been able to.
Nope.
I don't have the ability. It's just who I am.
And I also have this. It's not good. I'm not proud of it. I trivialize people's feelings.
Yeah.
I'm tend to be I don't care about you. I care about the greater good.
You know where that works is after the fact.
Yeah.
It never works in the situation.
Yeah.
But after the fact, when people get a little sense of reason about them and they're like, oh, no, okay, I see what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm that guy. Because I'm I ain't got time for your nonsense. I want this done. We can all have our crime party about it later.
Right.
But right now, I ain't got time for that. And so that's my mindset. And sometimes I get a little brash.
Just happen. Yeah, sure.
I don't intend to be.
Right.
I do it from love, really. It doesn't seem like it all the time, but it really is. Because I just don't have a tolerance for that.
Right.
That's where you get, I can handle big issues, but when you start getting nitty on me, I want to punch in the face and move on.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
I understand. Which is why I'm really glad you have such a short reach.
I have small hands.
As long as you stay
reach.
2.5 feet away from the guy, you're good.
You get close, you're done. But if you're out there, you can.
Mike's like a really powerful, really pissed off T-Rex.
That's right. You get in this zone, you're done. That's the problem. It's deadly with about a foot out. Yep. But it's just, and I'm not proud of it, but it also makes me good at other things.
Oh yeah,
if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
You know?
It's I've told many people, colleagues, like peers, that I'm a savant.
Yeah.
In here, I'm good. Out there, it's kind of a train wreck, which is why I try to utilize whatever skill I have in here out there.
That's right.
Just to, random levels of effectiveness.
The facade exists here.
That's right. That's right.
Does not when you get out there. So.
Studio City, right up in here.
That being said, watch me fail on Thursday as MC for...
Tickets still available, or are they sold out?
Tickets are... General admission tickets are still available. The Golden Circle, I got one pair that I'm going to give away this week. That's it.
They're just general admission, but right before you walk in, there's like a circle of people that go around you and they go, oh.
They're painted in gold, too.
Yeah, totally.
Highly carcinogenic.
Oh, it's incredibly, it's cancer. They're getting cancer for you.
But they're in gold.
Just know that. Just like the Tin Man. It's for you.
Yeah. For you. I kid, of course.
By us, for you.
There you go.
There you go.
We're the 1-2 turn 2.
Oh, that's painfully awesome. That's amazing. I never knew that. I never saw that one.
That one,
the 1-2 turn 2.
Yeah, that started in my world.
Fantastic.
In the 80s, when the gangster / bookie guys used to do their football gold phone pick'em shows at 7 in the morning on Sundays. And my degenerate uncle Jimmy watched them, and I watched them with him. And
I just imagine all this happening on like a dirty liquor store floor, like while he worked the morning shift.
Worked? Come on.
Fair enough. I credit what credit wasn't due.
This is my parents' basement at home, where he was not employed, watching Sunday morning cartoons on my dad's dime, and he was salty as all get out of it.
Here, drink this tiny carton of Donald Duck orange juice and quiet down.
Like, smoked copious amounts of weed in his bedroom. My dad thinking he's smoking funny cigars.
Funny cigarettes.
But anyway,
which, true.
On Sunday mornings, we all gather and watch the bookie gangster guys do their shows.
Chuck Woolery levels of awesome.
And one of the guys who was, I think, the Jewish bookie guy, like he was the money guy, because he was not Italian. He was clearly a Jewish man. He was not the, hey, dude, he was the, and he had his little whiny catchphrase. He goes, I'm the one. And he did the hand thing. One, the number one, with his finger.
One.
Number two. And then he turned the 2, and then back to 2.
That is
1-2 turn 2. That was his move.
That's so good. And I've used that phrase so many times and never thought about that hand gesture. I'm going to find a way to work that into conversations with people today.
Yeah, that was his move. Call the gold phone. I'm the 1-2 turn 2.
It's so good. It's instructions too. 1, 2, turn.
It's been in my brain for 40 years, man.
So good. So good. It's really fun when you dive into somebody's like mind and you find little nuggets that they've been holding on to for eons.
That's one of mine.
They thought was like everybody knows.
Yeah.
But it just,
That's mine.
That's fantastic.
I got so much of that in my head. That's why people don't get me, because that's what's going on in my head all day. That stuff is going on in my head all day long. 9:13. I'm going to put out of my head onto the radio, our next interview. Sheriff Mike Harrington and Sergeant Jacob Sanchez joined us from the Chaves County Sheriff's Department on Friday. Had a great conversation with them. We're going to play it in just a minute. It's actually the sergeant for the first part, and then the sheriff joined us partway through. So we get all of it in there. So we're going to play that for you here in just a bit. But before we do any of that, let's take a look at your weather. Got some good rain chances this afternoon, this evening. We'll see what happens.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have some tropical air moving in along with a low-pressure system in southern New Mexico. Showers and thunderstorms will be possible, especially this afternoon. Today's high will stay in the low 90s. We've got a good chance of rain and thunderstorms this evening, tapering off by about midnight and about 70 on the low. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are possible again on Tuesday, with our high staying in the upper 70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 76 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 69%. Winds are out of the north at 7 miles per hour. We do have a 30% chance at showers for this afternoon, mainly after 3 today. Partly cloudy, High of 92 expected with winds out of the north, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, our chance of rain bumps up to 60%. They're saying mainly before 9 p.m. They do say some of these storms could produce some heavy rainfall. Mostly cloudy overnight, low of 69 degrees, and winds will be out of the southeast at around 10 miles per hour. They're saying expecting anywhere quarter to a half inch possible tonight. So we'll see. Tuesday, there is a 30% chance for some showers and thunderstorms, mainly before noon tomorrow. Otherwise, partly cloudy and a high of 87. Winds will be out of the north at around 10 miles per hour. Yeah, I said 87. Tomorrow's 87 for a high. Amazing. Enjoy it. It's short-lived. Wednesday, sunny skies back into the mid-90s, 94 on Wednesday with winds out of the north, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, expect highs around 100 under sunny skies. Friday, sunny and hot with highs once again right around 100. And then for the weekend, sunny and 99 for your Saturday, sunny and 98 for Sunday. All right, it is 16 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take a 2-minute commercial break. Then we're going to play our interview with Sheriff Mike Harrington and Sergeant Jacob Sanchez. That's up next. Don't go away.
Hey, Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing. Trustmark is one of the only roofing companies that's also a licensed commercial and residential general contractor.
Wow.
I know, who cares, right? Well, you should care. You see, a licensed roofer can install a new roof on your home, but really can't handle structural problems underneath. So if your roof needs reframing or your chimney needs a water-diverting cricket, you may need to call a licensed general contractor. And coordinating 2 companies for your roofing job can get costly and messy fast. As a licensed roofer and general contractor, Trustmark can install a stunning new roof on your home and handle structural issues. This saves you time, money, hassle, and even makes it easier to file an insurance claim. Call today for your 20% off coupon for our spring roof and gutter maintenance service. 575-755-ROOF or visit us at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Attention Roswell, Carlsbad, Artesia, and surrounding areas. Roswell Tire and Appliance has what you're looking for with a great selection of refrigerators, freezers, washers and dryers, and ranges, and they can prepare your appliance as well with many models in stock and on sale. You can own it today. RTA services after the sale with repair, warranty, and delivery to Roswell and surrounding areas. Save big on a selection of scratch and dent appliances too, plus a great selection of tires and a team of people to help you when you need it most. Roswell Tire and Appliance, 101 South Main in downtown Roswell.
New Mexico can be safer, and we can protect our loved ones from gun-related injuries when we lock up our guns. New Mexico has one of the highest rates of gun violence in the country, with numbers nearly 2 times higher than the national average. But safe gun storage is a proven strategy that reduces gun violence in all our communities. Protect New Mexico by securing your firearms. Visit safestoragenm.org to learn more. Brought to you by the New Mexico Department of Health.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Sergeant's got bragging rights because he's here on time. So we can...
Boss told me to be here.
That's right. Sergeant Jacob Sanchez joining us. Sheriff Mike Harrington en route should be here in a few minutes. But Jacob, good morning. Thank you for spending a few minutes to talk to us on the radio today.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having me and for the boss telling me to be here.
Good deal. Let's get you a little closer to that mic just in case they can't hear you better. Just curious, how long have you been with the Chaves County Sheriff's Department?
I started with the Chaves County Sheriff's Office in 2014.
Okay.
I started my career right out of high school.
Okay.
Started Department of Corrections in 2006.
Okay, here in Chaves County or
in Hobbs?
In Hobbs, okay.
And
are you from that area originally? Or?
I'm originally from Dexter, New Mexico.
Okay, Dexter, so right in the middle.
Just a little south of Roswell. You know?
Good deal. So you have family, everybody still live there in Dexter?
Yeah, majority of my family's still Dexter.
Good deal.
And Roswell.
So, well, though you got a place to go Thanksgiving and Christmas every year, Dexter.
Yeah. It's close. And then,
so what made you decide to go from corrections to Sheriff's Department?
Well, I went from corrections, and then I started with the Roswell Police Department in 2008. I just had to wait till I was 21.
Okay. That was it. You were just waiting to get 21. Now I'm 21. I can be a full-fledged police officer. I'm ready to do this. Cool.
Yeah. And then
good deal.
Been doing it ever since.
Good deal. So you've been with the sheriff's department since 2014. So
yes.
you've been almost 8 years now here with the sheriff's department. How did you come in as a sergeant, or did you earn sergeant as you've been since?
No, and anybody that comes to the sheriff's office, you got to start from the bottom. You're a regular patrol deputy, and eventually work your way up.
Okay, good deal. So what's just to kind of give people like guys like us that don't when a sheriff's deputy is doing your thing, what is, as a sergeant, what added responsibilities do you get as a police officer becoming a sergeant rather than just a sheriff's deputy?
Well, normally the sergeant, you're responsible for the day-to-day operations of patrol.
Kind of running the shift?
Yeah.
Assigning who goes where or what to whom and that kind of thing?
Yeah, just running the shift with our patrol deputies, supervising them, assisting admin.
Mm-hmm.
That's the majority of it.
Okay. Is it, because I'm curious, because some of it's got to be fun and everything, because I know, now you're the guy everyone's like, hey, be nice to Jacob, he gives you a good shift or the good, but as far as that, does it, when you're out on duty, is that, so it's like, say someone has a traffic stop and says, I want to speak to your boss. Are you the guy that shows up when they say I want to speak to your boss kind of thing now?
Yeah,
or
majority, it's whoever the shift supervisor is.
Okay.
If we're not,
but
if we're not
on
too busy on another call, because we're always on calls.
Sure.
We'll show up, or we could just talk to the deputy over the phone.
Kind of quiet things down or get things,
mediate whatever it is the civilian has issues with or questions of.
So let me ask you, what's your favorite aspect of this job? What is it that you love doing that makes you put on the uniform every day? What is it, the parts you love most about it?
There's a lot to this job. That's very fulfilling. When I first started, it was you wanted to be in the moment. You wanted to drive fast. The
action,
catch the action in action, and then once you kind of. I guess you would say the cop maturity of it.
Season a little bit.
After you get seasoned a little bit. Now my thing is, especially with these newer generations, is the kids, trying to put something or show them something or influence them in some way, to where they're not going to be a statistic.
Sure.
That's my main thing.
Sure, is be able to do the mentoring side of your job a little bit.
Be the mentoring side, and then also once you have kids like myself, you take it more to heart. You see those kids as your own.
I would imagine your life perspective changes a little bit once you have your own kids.
Oh yeah,
and things
totally different.
Sure,
yeah.
But I would even argue, and I know I'm getting kind of personal here, but I would even argue it probably your own self. You're like, okay, I'm a dad now.
Mm-hmm.
I need to some of the cowboy stuff. You know what I mean? Because like you said, the action and stuff. So you start thinking, it's like, hey, I got to be a dad. I got to, you know what I mean? That's got to always be in the back of your brain now. It's like,
and a lot of times, especially with the kids, I think a lot of the social media stuff paints a whole different picture on law enforcement than it actually happens.
Well, we see the media stuff and all that, but I think especially people around here. You deal with elements just like any other, but most people get, and they're pretty. They get what you get. They're just people at the end of the day, and understand all that.
They're just people, and and for the kids, who have access to social medias nowadays, they don't. I don't think they understand the difference.
Yeah.
Of what reality is. I think a lot of kids nowadays, they think that law enforcement or the cop is always presented as the bad guy, or the guy who's going to come and get you in trouble or find out something to get you in trouble. In reality, it's we want to talk to the kid or the children. Just there's a reason why they're we're called, or why they're acting like that, or something with their emotion.
Sure,
we want to talk to them on their level, not be this big old intimidating RoboCop mindset that they have of us.
See you as a human being and say, hey, yes, I have a badge on, but I have a lot of life experience that maybe if you just listen to, might keep you from seeing me all the time.
and then that they'll pass it on to their friends.
Sure.
Hopefully you can start rebuilding their perspective.
Sure. Well, and here's the thing too is that and I think people need to hear and see more of this is this is when people doing ride-alongs. I was very lucky. I got to do a ride-along with the Sheriff's Department, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, and it really is an eye-opening experience to see what a police officer sees on a given shift on average. And a lot of it is just welfare checks and checking. Like that particular night, it was a Friday night, and there's some homeless that are in the alleys and things, and some sitting there, and literally we come by, and it's literally, dude, are you okay? You need anything? Give you some water. All right, you're medically fine. All right, we're just checking to make sure you're not sick here or unhealthy, and then once it's established they're fine, they're just kind of hanging out in the alley, then you go on about your day. But a lot of that was not just, I mean, sure, you're seeing if there's trouble afoot, but a lot of times it's just tending to people's needs that are kind of in need at that particular moment. That's whatever it is.
Calls can elevate to the extreme from one to the other. You can have one call from just going to a call to where, an older lady's complaining about her neighbor's dogs getting on her property.
Sure.
To the next call, two vehicle head-on collision. Just like that. And right after you're done with that one, another call of somebody reporting that their lawnmower was stolen.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's you're up and down, up and down, up and down.
It goes from something really kind of slow to something that's 100 miles an hour real quick.
Yeah.
And I did get to experience some of that because we that particular night, and this is something else people don't realize, is the Chaves County Sheriff's Department serves all of Chaves County and beyond. And what I mean by that is, there was an accident in Roosevelt County, and it was single car. It turned out to be a drunk driver, lost control and crashed into the. But Roosevelt County, Friday night, I think they have, they don't nearly have the law enforcement coverage that Chaves County has. And so a lot of times, Chaves County sheriffs, if it's closer to the border there, or sometimes, I mean, it was 40 minutes out of Chaves County before
just going out that far.
To do, and that's something Sheriff's Department does all the time, and I don't think people realize that. Yeah, if there's an accident in the middle of nowhere, guess who's on top of that? Even if it's not in the county, it's probably our guys doing it.
Yeah, a lot of. Well, I guess a lot of people just don't know.
Yeah,
we help out our neighboring counties a lot, and they do the same for us, and then per statute we are allowed to do that. We're allowed to go into other counties.
But it's kind of that, and vice versa. If a situation happened where something happened here and there's no sheriff's department in Eddy County or whoever adjacent county happened, they'll do the same for us too. It's a mutual thing that we always do, but. Unfortunately, places like Roswell, where they got not a lot, but a lot to cover, sometimes our sheriff's department are the one that are filling the void for that and doing. Yeah. And by the way, all the other emergency responses were also Roswell. The fire, everybody was Roswell. So that's Chaves County and Roswell has a bigger footprint than people realize when it comes to coverage of emergency services. And
like
that.
I mean, just Chaves County alone, we're just about 6,100 square miles. So it's a big county.
It's a lot. So I'm kind of guessing, as a sheriff, I mean, do you get to the point where you have to, sometime you just know every inch of the county? Because when you drive the stuff long enough, you tend to,
I think this is my experience.
Yeah.
I grew up in, I guess you would say, the south part of Roswell, Midway, Dexter, all the valleys.
So you had a pretty good knowledge.
So I knew every back road there is because I grew up out there.
Yeah.
High school and all that stuff. When it came to the north part of the county, it was like going to the moon for me. I didn't know a lot of it.
You're like,
but there's not a lot of the north part of the county doesn't go out that far.
There's a reason why you didn't know a lot because there's not a lot going on out there.
But after a while, you get to know it.
Sure.
You get to know
how
it.
often are you down in the Boot Hill? Is that pretty often, or because that's a hike down there? Do you
down there in Duncan?
Yeah.
Majority of the time we go down there for wrecks.
Okay.
Majority of the wrecks are just vehicle versus deer.
Sure.
Elk,
and the vehicle always loses.
Yeah, and that's majority of the call volume down there.
Gotcha.
Other than that, it's just a big ranching community.
Sure.
And a lot of them help each other out. There's Penasco down there. Penasco Volunteer Fire Department. They assist us with
Are the volunteers out in those areas are a big, huge resource for you guys and things
and
like
those,
that.
Those guys down there, I mean, they're ranchers the whole time, So
they're used to being self-sufficient
being self-sufficient down there is a big thing, and
the
they
grid
help us out a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But then again, that also probably helps you because at the same time, their information and their stuff is very vital because they know the area even better than you guys would. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's their everyday thing. Yep. So that's probably very useful to you. While we got you here on that, what's now that we're back to school, we're kind of in this transition of fall. What's is there a shift in crimes per se? And what I mean, like now that we're in this season, domestic violence, you know what I mean? Like as we get into seasons, do certain crimes crop up more than others? And if so, what's kind of what's your typical this time of year like for you guys?
With my experience during night shift, there's more of, I guess you would say, the gathering of the kids.
Sure.
On the weekends, after the
kids doing kids
games,
things and
stuff like that. I mean, I grew up that way too. I know how it is.
Parties in the woods and all that. Yeah. We all know. We were all kids once too.
Yeah. That kind of picks up a little bit. But other than that, during the middle of the week, I think it slows down more because a lot of the kids are in school now.
Sure.
Their parents are working.
They're occupied.
Towards the weekend. On nights, I think the call volume elevates a little bit.
Sure.
During the day, it's not so bad because they like to use the weekends. They like to, go west,
sure,
cool down for the weekend, and come back home.
Sure. But I bet you probably see more property crime during the day, like neighborhoods and stuff, because a lot of people aren't home, and that's burglars tend to know that kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, these burglars, majority of them are grown adults.
Sure.
Fortunately, and they do what we call recon.
Yeah.
And either they find out the places to hit during the day when people are gone, or they find out the places to hit at night when they're gone, and the homeowner finds out the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
But
a lot of odds are casing. That's hey sheriff, come on in and have a seat. But that's a lot of times when we talk safety tips about your home and lighting and all that stuff. That's the reason why, is to kind of throw off those folks that are kind of casing places and trying to establish patterns and all that kind of stuff. Let me officially welcome Sheriff on. He's joining us. Sheriff Mike Harrington popped in. We're going to give you a hard time.
Thank you. No, that was good.
That's right. He is the sheriff. Sergeant has to be on time. Sheriff, that's the beauty of Sheriff.
I'll tell you what, I was watching him on Facebook, and he's doing a good job. So
there's a reason he's a sergeant in your police department, right? So, but yeah, I mean, that's typically what you do. So, so I always tell people that you got to be a little vigilant on that kind of stuff. Those are the little things that keep. I know it sounds stupid sometimes, but putting in light time or motion sensing lights and things like that. I know it seems a little trivial sometimes, but that is the difference sometimes, because sometimes they're going to look at that and say, "That's not worth my effort. I'm moving on to the next thing." It's what I mean. It's sometimes that little thing for the people that are casing to say, "Not worth my time. Let me look for something easier."
A lot of times these criminals, they keep up with the new technology, the new cameras and stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's always a cat and mouse game between, the technology on securing your property, securing your businesses, and then with the criminals who nowadays, all you got to do is just get on the internet and YouTube how to get around it.
Yeah, right. Really, the internet will teach you how to be a criminal if you know where to type in, basically.
I'll tell you one thing that I have seen more and more, and I'm glad that they're out there, are those Ring cameras.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I will tell you, if you have a Ring camera and you don't have to hook that thing up to electricity. All you have to do is buy that solar panel that plugs into it. And the reason that is a better option anyway is because if for some reason the storm knocks out your electricity, you have the Ring camera is still going, and you can still view it on your phone.
Makes sense.
You can actually record it on your phone even if you don't have the internet.
Right.
So there's ways to
which I imagine people out in the county that are farmers and ranchers and things. Yeah,
you can just put them anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really convenient for them.
Yeah, they pick up sound forever, and that is one of the best systems that I have seen, and the cheapest.
Well, and
because it's not a monthly fee.
Yeah, and you do, and I would imagine too, because especially property crime.
Yeah.
it's really hard. I'm guessing, and I don't know numbers, but I'm guessing once something's stolen, the odds of you actually getting it back are pretty slim. Just the statistics don't jive with getting it back. Right. However, I'm going to bet that people with ring cams and stuff have a higher percentage of either it not getting stolen in the first place, or they were able to recover it because they had good information to leads to track down and apprehend the people that did what they did.
And you may not get your item back, but we're going to get the person who did it.
Sure.
And the craziest thing is some of these camera systems that are out there that they sell, they take pictures and you look like Bigfoot walking through there. You don't even know who it is, know. But what's crazy is I can put that image, even if it looks like Bigfoot, on Facebook, and somebody knows the way you walk, the way you wear. They know everything. So
and it could be anything. It could be a shirt. It could be a color. It could be a hairstyle. It's like, I know who that is.
The glasses you wear.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything. So so that is a good thing. But I want to say something about the sergeants from the sheriff's office. They are the boots on the ground. One of the things that I will say.
Are they the senior airmen of the United States Air Force? You would know that reference as an Air Force vet.
I do, yes. Yes. So when you put them out there, the one thing that I can tell you in our department, in a lot of departments, the sergeants don't handle calls. The patrolmen do the work. Here, the sergeants are the backup unit. They go to almost every single call. Because they are the secondary unit. No matter where they are dispatched to, if it's valley, if it's north, south, it doesn't matter. They're the secondary unit.
So if something gets hairy, they're the first ones in to kind of to de-escalate or do what they got to do to handle the situation.
Right. And one of the things that we really look for in a person who we're going to promote as a sergeant is your ability to not only to talk, but to be able to lead and give other people's day give them directions throughout their day.
Sure.
And
be that mentor to the younger deputy.
Yeah, a lot of people don't want to be the one to have to tell another person what to do because it's going to make them mad or it's going to make them upset. Well, and especially with today's generations. If in any other job, I think, other than where you have a military structure, kind of like what we have and other law enforcement agencies have, you have, I can only imagine it is difficult to deal with the youngsters of today.
Well, it's a questioning thing, and I'm not saying questioning's bad because it's not.
No, but there's a deal. Sure. In our line of work, it says if it is lawful, if it is within the law,
sure.
So basically within the law, ethical, and makes sense. Common sense. Then you're going to have to do it. You just can't question it and not do it. You can question it after you're done.
Well, and I think
you have to do it.
Well, and here's the difference between, and I think law enforcement and my experience in military and that style of operation.
Yeah.
Because even though, and even the military, we joke about it. They do things, and sometimes you're like, well, I have no idea why they do it. But in essence, we do. I mean, because, and I think this is the difference. And Sergeant, if I'm wrong, please tell me here. I think you understand the bigger picture when you're in the military, or because in your training, there's so much in driving that team concept, and so everyone in that mindset is like, no. Together, we're only going to fix this together. We're in a non-military / law enforcement where they don't structure that way.
Right.
Where people, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it creates that element of, well, what the heck's that for? That's stupid. Yeah. And you may say that in your world, but people are like, well, it's only stupid because you don't know what the adverse side of it could be. If it goes by plan, then it looks stupid because nothing happened.
I believe there's no mission.
You know what I mean?
You when you have a mission statement and you have you know exactly what your day-to-day duties are, and you know that other people are counting on you, it makes a big difference.
Sure.
And he right now, the sergeants and Sergeant Sanchez, they're doing the roadblocks. They are doing so much more. Really, just when you're short-handed, the sergeant is the one who does most of the extra work.
You're filling the gap in the line, so to speak. Yeah.
And like I said, right now we are very lucky and blessed to have the people in the sergeant's positions that we do have. And I think with him specifically, he has the ability to go into the schools, and he does talk to the kids, and he really does enjoy that. And there's going to and that's the same path that I have.
Sure.
You know, I believe that right now we can make a difference. You can't really change those who have been raised a certain way, I say, until you have
well, you've hit a certain point of no return.
Yes.
And you're like, okay, they feel too far gone.
But in these schools, we can make a difference.
Sure.
And
hit them young and hit them.
Yeah.
Well, this is something you've said as sheriff, and of course Jacob was kind of emulating earlier here. Is that's been your day one? It's like, no, we want our deputies in every place and everywhere. We want them to be seen as your source of information, your source when if you need anything in that area.
Yeah.
You see the person in the uniform with the badge, you can go up to them with anything you need, whether it's, I just want to talk and say, hi, how you doing? Or, no, I've got an emergency. They can do that. And that's part of it, too. And I imagine, Jacob, when you're on your thing, part of the time is you guys just BSing with people just to let them see that you guys aren't all about, it's like, I like football, too, man. Or I like, whatever it is you're into.
A lot of times we have just normal conversations with people. Even on a lot of traffic stops, people think, oh, I'm going to get a ticket. And then we talk to them just like they're our old buddy and just actually educate them, on why we're stopping them, because there is a ton of traffic statutes, and there's a lot of little ones that people have no clue.
Sure.
Yeah. And it's almost like, did you know this?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, let me educate you on it. Now that you know, here's your verbal warning. Have a good day.
Yeah. And then, have a nice day, and don't do it again.
And the reason that I feel like that's the best approach, like I said, there's times you have to give somebody a ticket.
Sure.
But there is a better outlook on the police whenever you go up and you're doing it to show that you're trying to educate them.
Sure.
You're trying to prevent an accident. You're trying to do other things. Just to slow somebody down is the purpose. But I will tell you, just turning on your lights behind them is a pretty good raise of the heartbeat and everything else. And it gets a message to them right away.
Sure.
Oh, man.
And I would also argue make another. I mean, sure, you're making, taillights out, you want to, like you said, you're not there to try to, all right, ticket time. No, it's like, hey, your light's out. You
find other things.
But this is also your guys' window. So if you're just the average Joe with your taillight out, no problem. All right, get your taillight out. But if you're the guy with the taillight out and also have a warrant because you're a drug dealer or whatever you did, trafficking or whatever 1,000 things that you did, that's how they find it. And 9 times out of 10, you catch people with felony warrants because you pulled them over for running a stop sign or their taillight was out or the license plate light was out. So I get it. And you're like, why don't you just pull me over? But at the same time, this is also the moment to find out if you're on the up and up.
That's right.
So if you don't have a warrant or anything, it's no big deal. But if you have a warrant, then guess what? You're probably going to jail that night.
Right.
But that is a tool that law enforcement uses to apprehend folks like this. It's not cost effective to go knocking on people's doors and busting people down because they have a warrant for not paying traffic tickets.
Yeah.
Or they have a warrant because they're not paying child support. We can't go busting everybody's doors down doing that stuff. So how do you catch them? When they run a stop sign they do a thing, and now we got you. Now it's time to pay the pauper.
You brought yourself into our world, and now we're gonna get you.
And that's how law enforcement works. And so, if you understand that, do your right, pay your bills, do your thing, don't get arrested, and you don't have those problems.
And the other part of that is visibility. It lets people see us out there, see us working.
Sure.
Also, one thing, like I said, for us, and especially since I have been in this position as the sheriff, the community has helped the sheriff's office like you've never seen before. And
you guys can't do your job without the tips, without the information.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And also for community events. So this what we have upcoming now, and you know this already, we have the fair coming.
Yes, we're
the 1st of
month
October.
or so away.
Yeah, we're
here.
months
It's coming up
away.
quick. Yeah.
And we have Halloween coming that is about 2 months away.
Sheriff's Department, the annual collection of the candy.
Annual collection of the candy. So one thing that I did want to put out there today is that if you can and you are willing to do so, bring to the Chaves County a bag of candy.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
And every little bit helps us. We go to so many different events, and we are all over this community giving out candy, and we also have coming up the fair, which we like to have candy on the table because it draws people to the table.
Yeah.
And it allows us to be
They
able
see a
to
bunch of
talk
guys
to
with
you.
badges on. They're like, I'm not going over there.
I'm not
And they
going
say,
over
wait,
there.
there's candy.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is. You know, candy lures you in. It don't matter. It's like that little piece of cheese on a mousetrap.
Hey.
The mouse just seen, oh man, but what's he going to do? He's coming in. But in reality, for us, it's not. You're not going to get hurt doing it. You're going to learn that, hey, we're here for you.
Sure.
We want you to be there.
It's back to that what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, but I will tell you this, that the community has always been a big supporter of this, and they do bring in a lot of candy for us, but we do need it to start now.
Yeah, it's
the
early.
reason is because we a month away is like if it's tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's going to be here so fast.
If y'all remember old Impact confections, it's like the sheriff's office kind of looks like that during the Halloween time of year.
and I'll tell you, we do things for the cheese plant. We do things for just everybody.
Yeah.
We do it for Chimera. We do it out at Church on the Move. We do it. There's so many of them that we have.
Sure.
We got them for some of the car shows, just everything. But we also, the county has adopted Pecos Elementary as their school. So we the county collects supplies and all that. So what we do is we decorate up the sheriff's office and we make it into like not really a haunted house, but it's got the same theme. Just
Halloween
nobody
theme.
jumps out and scares you.
Yeah. Non-scary haunted house.
Non-scary haunted house, yeah. So we decorate up, and we have all of Pecos Elementary come over to our building. We give them candy. We do lots of stuff. They play games. They do whatever.
Seeing law enforcement in the good side. And not,
seeing, yes. And so for us, that's
awesome.
another event that we would do it. If I could, I would tell you I would buy all the candy myself. But I just don't make that much money.
I was going to say,
as a
sheriff's salary isn't that much.
Yeah, sheriff's salary isn't that much. But I tell you, when I see this, these events, and we're able to get there and do this, the response is worth everything.
Sure.
And so one of the things that I tell all the deputies, and he's on board with this as well because he's a part of this, is that we have to go and deal with the community at community events and see why we deal with the bad every day.
Sure.
Because there are good people out there, and we're getting to see them having fun.
Sure.
We're getting to see them where they're not in fear of nothing because they know we're around. And I can tell you there's no better feeling than to say, you know what, because we go out and deal with the worst of the worst, these things can still happen in Chaves County.
And I would also guess, and I know this is a whole other conversation, Jacob, this is probably good for the mental health of your own deputies.
Yeah.
You know, night shift after shift, seeing the worst in humanity.
Yeah.
An evening or an afternoon of seeing the best in humanity is just fuel for that soul there, I think, for you. Is that pretty safe thing to say, Jacob?
It's pretty accurate.
It really is. And, but one thing I will tell you is to go out and meet people is not something you have to be either born with it or trained to do it.
Sure.
And there are some people who are not born with it. And so when someone comes in, and this is the example I always use, if I bring in a first grader to the sheriff's office and I'll say, hey guys, I got some kids here that I need someone to come talk to them. They'll all step to the back or run out the door, right? Where if I say, hey, there's a fight out in the parking lot, guys are shooting each other, everyone's running past me
I get exactly
to go
what you're
deal with
saying.
it. Why?
Yeah.
Because they are trained to deal with these things and not as much the community side. So that's where
You don't want to be the rock star. You want to be. You just want to be. You know.
But as the sheriff, I make him a rock star.
Exactly. You're the rock
and
star.
And that's what I told him. We're going to make you the rock star, and you're going to be that guy.
As a guy in radio, I completely understand that. I'm like, dude, I just want to do my show and hide in the corner.
Yeah, but you got
it. Doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. And go ahead.
And then we also just add to that. We do the same during the day, during the week with our day shift patrol. Our guys when there's a little bit of downtime, they'll go walk the schools.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's they're there to show some security.
Sure.
A lot of people feel good when there's
absolutely.
law enforcement.
You feel safe when you see
the kids like to see us there. They get to know us.
And
They'll
it's a
start
chance
building that trust.
Yeah, I'm sure the kids come up and ask them all kinds of questions about stuff on your uniform.
Oh yeah,
all that kind of stuff.
But it's crazy. Our kids have been through a lot, so they know what most of it is.
They probably tell you.
Yeah, they know what it is.
How do you even know what that is? But that's the dialogue you want.
Yeah,
you want
that's what we want.
Talking and hanging out, and who knows?
Yeah.
You probably meeting future deputies there.
Absolutely,
in the
that's
group too,
my plan.
That's the whole
That's my
point
plan.
there. So,
Well,
real quick, we're almost out of time, but I do want to talk. Of course, if you're interested in career, they're always taking applications at the sheriff's office here. Best bet is just come down to the department or go to the website and fill out.
On Facebook, I have a what are those little reader things? The
QR code.
The QR code.
Yeah.
So we're getting ready to put that onto the Facebook page. You can actually just scan that with your phone.
Okay.
It takes you right to the application process.
High tech, huh?
And but not for. I'm telling you, I don't even know what it says. So
I think I just ordered a pizza. I'm not sure.
But I will say this: it is to get people to move. You have to make it convenient, and so we've had some great people testing here in the last couple of days. They've passed the tests, and we've got 5 at the academy now. We had 3 that graduated the academy this last time.
Nice.
So I've got 6, I believe it's 6 openings right now that we are looking for the best of the best to bring them in. But if you think you're that person, just
and if you're 18
online.
and under 21, maybe go the Jacob route. Like go talk to the detention and be corrections there until you're 21, and then once you're 21, you can transition to the sheriff.
Yep. And on that QR code, it actually has the jail as well.
Okay,
for
very good.
Corrections. So. But we will,
or if you like corrections, just stay in corrections. It's a great benefits, everything for your family too.
But one of the things that I'm doing, and I'm talked to Bill Williams, the county manager, and we've been working on things. But I am trying to get like a PSA program for the Chaves County Sheriff's Office, where I can bring guys in at 18 years old.
Okay.
Have them start doing
kind of like service officer type stuff.
Yeah, but no
traffic
criminal.
things.
Yeah, no criminal. They can work the wrecks. They can go check on the barking dogs. They can do the other stuff. Cows on the road, anything like that. We can.
What if it's a barking cow on the road? Do we send a deputy for that one?
I'll tell you what, we have seen some stuff, crazy stuff. Yeah. But one thing, like I said, and I'm going to be bringing in my sergeants in here because I do believe that it is important for this community to know.
Yeah. These are the backbone of your department.
These are the boots on the ground.
Yeah, absolutely.
These are the guys that are out there, and I want you to see they have the same compassion, the same desire to make Chaves County a great place, and that's because we live here.
I would argue every person that puts on that badge has that mindset.
I would too, and I will tell you that I believe that 100%. I know that there are some bad things that happen in every job across the board, but
you can't
it
stop
doesn't.
That. If there's a human being involved, there's a potential.
Yep, that's right.
life.
But I will tell you this. If it happens, we will be on it immediately, and we'll deal with it ourselves.
Exactly. So, you deal and go on from there.
Yeah.
So
we want to thank you for having us.
Thank you, guys.
And just real quick, I want just for the community to be aware of also a lot of credit also with the kids nowadays because that's our next generation. Goes out to the educators and our teachers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, they're the ones that are.
There's a lot of stuff that happens at home with these kids. And it transfers into the day with their teacher.
Their role in making good adults is way underappreciated.
And teachers' jobs nowadays, it's a lot. They have to educate, plus be mentor, plus, help these kids who come to
be mom and dad sometimes, and
plus be a
else.
punching bag because the family, It's not like it used to be where you would call mom and dad would be there and say, "What did little Johnny do?"
Yeah.
Now they're like, "What are you doing to little Johnny?"
As my wife's a second grade teacher for 25 years, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And his wife's a teacher, my wife's a teacher.
So you guys know exactly too.
They do a lot.
But we also see what it does when they come home.
Sure.
When they walk through the door and they are so, first of all, it's hard to let a kid go home that isn't eating or having other things. The other thing about it is it's hard whenever you're not allowed to educate because you do have problems within the class and they're not dealing with those problems.
Sure. Yeah.
So it's
a sticky wicket
but
is what it is. Yeah.
I second what he says is, we got to take our hats off to these teachers, and that's one of the reasons that we are in these schools. I just want to say this. I have Deputy Olivia Padilla. She is at the SRO school right now in Connecticut.
Okay.
And she is going to be the SRO for Mountain View.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
So she's getting her training and all that.
She's getting her training and all that.
I will have another in Connecticut right now.
Yeah. And I'm going to I'll have another deputy soon for the Brindle Middle School area, but that's all coming up. And
it's all in the works here.
It's all in the works, but right now that's going to happen, and I think it's a good thing. So
good deal.
So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate meeting you and all this.
Thank you for being on time.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for bailing the sheriff out on us there. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you again.
And, I'm sure we'll see you again here on the radio.
Oh,
I'm
yes,
sure.
you will.
Good
Absolutely.
Deal. Thank you. Thank you. Stay safe out there.
I will. I'll do my best. Thanks.
All right. It's 9 o'clock. You're listening.
The Department of Game and Fish will conduct checkpoints throughout the state over the hunting season, collecting biological data and to help detect wildlife law violations. As a result, the public may encounter some minor delays. Department officers can be assisted by other law enforcement agencies like the U.S. Forest Service, BLM, or state police or county sheriff's offices. As a reminder, the upcoming hunting and fishing season started April 1st. All hunters and anglers are required to buy a new license before hunting and fishing. Guides and outfitters are also reminded that new registration is required. Big game hunts begin this month. As the third week of operations at the West Mountain Fire is closing, 85 firefighters and support personnel are continuing to work and monitor the area, utilizing a confine and contain strategy on the now 601-acre fire. The lightning-caused wildfire began August 3rd. The Lincoln National Forest is now managing the incident for forest health and fuel reduction in the area. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. A higher open for Wall Street this first trading day of the week. The markets shifting attention from the Federal Reserve to more corporate earnings and economic reports. Shares of 3M surged following reports. Company agreed to a $5.5 billion settlement over faulty earplugs. That is a lower figure than expected. Market-moving economic reports this week include consumer confidence, a second gross domestic product estimate, a flurry of job market data, and a consumer spending report that includes a closely watched measure of inflation. Companies reporting quarterly earnings this week include Best Buy, Salesforce, and Dollar General. Troubled Chinese real estate developer Evergrande Group tumbled 78% on its first day back after trading in the company was suspended in March of 2022. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
It's upgrade season at Roswell Honda. Pre-owned vehicles are in incredibly high demand, and that means more than ever before for your trade. And with the Roswell Honda upgrade program, they'll go the extra mile for you. They'll buy your vehicle outright, or you can trade up, even if you still owe money on your old vehicle. Upgrade to something new, or take the instant cash. And with 0.9% APR available, lease a 2023 Honda Civic or CR-V for just $259 a month. Now's the time to upgrade and save at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests. Protect your family's most important investment, your home, and protect your children and pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today and let our fully licensed pest control professionals start working for you and your family. Find us fast in names and numbers. Call 623-5344, serving all of Southeast New Mexico.
At Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium, we honor and pay tribute to the achievements of your loved one by celebrating the life you shared together. Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium is compassionate and cares about our local community and the families we serve here in southeastern New Mexico. Locally owned and operated, we will be here to help you decide how to celebrate the bond you've shared and pay tribute to the unique individual you've lost. Visit us at 2609 South Main in Roswell or call 622-5888.
We're back in court today as a federal judge considered conflicting